Good?
Is that a joint or
That's a cigarillo.
what the heck does that mean?
It's a cigar.
Cigarillo?
It's a cigar.
Oh, okay.
Cigarette.
I'm
these
just wondering
big-
because it looks like it's glowing purple, and I'm mildly confused and concerned.
It's a black and mild with some masking tape on it because this is one that my boss failed to open.
Oh,
It
With
does
the
look
plastic
purple
wrapper.
for some reason. That's
Yeah.
weird.
yeah. I thought it was like an e-cig or like one of those crappy old ones, and I'm like, wait a second, no, that's like it's actually fucking burning. I see ash there, and it's purple.
Purple haze, bro.
He's got the right lighting for it.
All right, let me check
And drugs.
YouTube to make sure shit is working. Is it? It is not, is it? Motherfucker.
I have no idea. I would check for you, but I have no idea where to look for the stream.
Oh, it's on flipping through. Should I have put it on my personal channel? No.
Dude, it is on your personal channel.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
It is on Alex Karras.
Well, there we
And
go.
I'm gonna
Fucking
share the
Alex.
link.
Fucking Alex.
Boomer!
You forgot to go live on the right channel, you motherfucker.
Oopsie.
Well.
So you ready?
So hit. Are you gonna change it?
Let's keep it.
How is
We're
everyone?
just gonna roll with this, okay?
Where's Cooper?
With bad faith hate mobs. And I just never talk about it. But that was supposed to be funny. There- Oh no.
Oh my god.
Basically,
No, dark. Can I make a really dark joke?
Go for it.
Seeing her full body like that, it's so odd because it's almost ironic that
was
she
bad.
looks like a
they're
mom.
anti-white racist. It's a thing that exists.
About that.
Yeah, I know.
So the brain genius is
I mean,
really
but
excited about that white genocide. Yeah. So, but at the same time, awful because coping mechanisms. See, Nazi magnet, and like the big, like you weep openly in public.
Weep openly in public.
Half of a Joko cruise. It's like because they touch you publicly. And there's another thing. Because this is just the world now. It's fun to be mean to people. Do go to therapy. Go to therapy. White genocide, when people denying your humanity, feeling really empowered these days. Cancel culture, is it good? Or you die. Public Broadcasting Corporation. You have a disease now. I'm sorry, it's funny. White power bill, by white power bill, white power, and I'm white.
What?
Nobody really cares. Yeah. Being the harassed one.
The harassment.
They want you to stop.
Harassment.
You are not a human anymore. I'm not in the wrong. I just do the victim and don't trust people. Carlos Maza. Carlos Maza abused and bullied Steven Crowder. Carlos. Yep. Carlos, Hank.
First true
You
thing
know,
that I
colleagues,
edited her to say.
Those. But that is the point. The point is to silence you. The point is to isolate you. Hank, Carlos, is like, you
Dude.
hate mob me. We're forced to give drugs. Drugs are good. Carlos, you're re-traumatizing yourself. Haha, yes. Self-loathing, the language of abuse. Like, you know, like I am in a similar position. People abusing you. Like, there's Hank again. Hank Green on my behalf. Be like, when Hank did building support, a brilliant means of combating, you know, the alt-right contrapoints. Supporting the harassed one, the disease. Support trauma and harassment. Colleagues, reply in kind. Hank the support.
Replying
Do it
kind.
anyway. To support your friends and colleagues. Supporting colleagues. Invite more harassment, trauma.
She can start sweating? Jeez, it's a lot of inhaling.
You know, Carlos.
Dude, it's like
Well, why don't you just log off?
it's like she's in pain.
Keeps going on and on.
And yeah, friends and colleagues attacked, bad, dangerous. Do it anyway. Silence. Thank you.
The end.
What did Dog
That was
Walker
supposed
see
to
in
be funny.
her?
It's fun to be mean to
Oh,
people. It's
so
fun
I'm
to be mean
okay. I was about to
people.
ask
It's fun to be mean to
who this
people.
person was or how she got famous, and I was like, oh yeah, she was a nostalgia chick.
No, I know she has transformed. Sure, her body is pretty different from how it looked 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I don't know.
I would just call her significantly less funny than however long it was since she's been the nostalgia chick.
Yeah. You know, generally chubby girls are
Oopsie.
funny.
Oopsie. Guess
What?
you fucked up.
You closed the stream.
Well, no, I think. Well, I guess that was
Nah,
the only video.
I think
That was
this-
the Lindsay Ellis video.
No, that's
Yeah.
not the
What-
Lindsay Ellis video.
This was
I'm
flipping
trying
through.
to.
Make sure to follow us at Flipping
How-
Through. Have a great day.
How do I get the screen share back to normal for the
Like
people on
purple.
Discord?
Oh my
What
god!
did you do? What
I
did
don't
you do?
know.
Okay. So do you have Discord back up?
Yes.
Click on screen,
hmm
and then what was the browser that you used to stream?
Oh,
that to
that's
us?
what fucked it up. Okay. Okay. I think I got it.
Oh god,
I
it's
think
just...
I got it.
All right. Well, I've not watched this video, so I don't know if
Gas.
that's the preferred way to watch.
Gas.
It or not.
Gas.
Gas?
I don't have it.
Okay, so on the window where you're sharing,
Yes.
you need to make sure that it's full size and pushes everyone to the side.
Thanks, Stanton.
'Cause right now, everyone's doing big tiles. So you need to make them small tiles, and they go to the side, like that. Perfect, done.
We're all here again.
Yay!
Hi.
I'm
My
learning.
name is A Stanton, so I can be on top.
I'm
It's
not
like
using my appropriate profile picture for this.
I
It's like
pushed no
learning
one
again.
down.
Well, to be fair, my name right now would have pushed me all the way to the bottom, regardless.
how's the scroll for the sidebar? Because I can't see it.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Looks fine
All
to
right.
me.
Hello and welcome to Flipping Off, where the Flipping Through crew goes through video commentary. Oh man, been really meaning to get onto Lindsay Ellis for a bit now. Not onto her.
Oh,
Jeez,
okay.
Jeezu. Okay, so I would certainly like to
Phrasing.
make I would really like to make something clear right off the bat. I have enjoyed a lot of her video commentary, and I do feel a little bit protective of her as well. I do think that she's incorrect a lot, but I don't think that being incorrect means that you're morally reprehensible. I do think that some of the things that she's done are ethically reprehensible, but, is what it is.
What is the distinguishing
and
between...
oh boy.
What are you gonna say? Easy.
I wanted to ask, what's the difference between, ethically reprehensible and morally reprehensible in this context? It seems like you just didn't want to say that she is morally reprehensible.
I think because when you bring something into the moral realm, it has to do with more of an objective morality, but when it's ethics, this is not the way that you should behave in society. Like, we have created this social contract that this is the ethic based on this moral.
So what would you say has she done that is, like, reprehensible?
Should I say it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, why are we here?
You're gonna have to.
The whole documentary about an abortion?
What happened?
She did that?
Oh, that's right. She was the one that did that. The documentary
Yeah.
about how she got an abortion.
Yeah, that's why I made the joke. Nah.
What happened? I'm out of the loop.
I can see.
I remember that. There was the joke that it might have been Spoonie's kid, and that's why he went insane.
I don't know
Oh,
if it was
no.
Spoonies, but
Dark ending.
No, it wasn't Linkara.
I don't
the
think.
one who did the R word to her. What?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not caught up on the Channel Awesome deep lore.
Yeah, it was Linkara.
I didn't read all the item descriptions. Okay.
It was Dark Linkara who raped her.
It is I, the Great Linkara.
Bro, no R words, please.
It wasn't the Lightbringer, no.
Yeah.
It was Dark
No
Linkara.
R words.
Yes, please.
Yeah, no radiance.
Oh,
Come on now.
Them too. Goddamn fucking radiance.
anyways.
What a great transition. Anyway.
You guys are too funny. Too funny.
Yep.
Alex, I think we're putting Alex to sleep.
Oh,
No. I'm just a wee bit exhausted from a full day of
Watching Lindsay Ellis, I would assume that would take it out of anybody.
Yeah,
Maybe
we have
later.
an hour and 40 minutes left to go.
The point is,
Well-
she made a dumbass review, right? Of what? One of the stupid Disney movies that no one watched.
I don't even know
Not
what it's
you,
about.
Yeah, what
it's
are we watching?
The point is,
Lindsay Ellis's return after having been canceled by her own
yeah,
kin.
I'm trying to explain what.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, listening.
Okay,
Go.
let's see. She was cancelled, and this is now what she says afterwards.
She was cancelled by her own side, by a very stupid, very mild take. She said, "Okay, this new like Chinese style movie is too much like Avatar: The Last Airbender," and people were like, "Oh, that's racist," even though
You saying all Asians are the same? How dare you?
right. So that was the take. I haven't watched the fucking movie, but I know it's not racist to comment or to say that something is like something else that was made by, white people in general. This Raja movie was made by white people. Avatar: The Last Airbender was made by white people. Like, it's not racist. It didn't say anything racist. and she was
Actually, M. Night Shyamalan is a person of color, I think.
Shut the fuck up! That doesn't exist. Fucking idiot.
No.
There's always a plot twist behind him, though. You always gotta look out for M. Night.
Yeah,
That
the
is
plot
not
twist
like
was that M. Night Shyamalan's actually just black.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the, plot
no.
twist, the plot twist is that that movie doesn't exist.
I wish. Anyway, what is the movie we're watching?
Don't talk about what we're watching,
This is
Ryder.
her apology.
I was in a restaurant in North Carolina, and we were sitting at the bar, and the owner was sitting right there because they were about to close, and my mother starts talking to her, and somehow or other the owner just looks at me and she's like, well, what do you do? And you know, I wasn't about to tell her I'm a YouTuber,
And
so I was like, I'm a writer. I mean, I am technically. And she's like, well, what do you do? So I told her my name, and she's like, I'm gonna Google you. And I was like, okay, but I'm super canceled right now. And she like laughed and clearly thought I was kidding, or maybe didn't know what that meant, or you know, knew it in some like right wing way. And then she like Googled me and like started laughing because the first thing in the, you know, like the questions people ask is, why is Lindsay Ellis canceled? And I mean, why indeed? But before I get into this, I need to lay some groundwork. Ladies and boomers of the jury.
So I was gonna ask, how do we request a pause? Because there's so much to unpack with that intro. Firstly, I love how like the waitress could not have just been a normie who doesn't look at this internet shit and just has no idea what cancel culture is, because I see this with a lot of uninitiated normies. They don't know what this stuff is. They've never heard of the idea of cancel culture. This stuff is very internet focused.
Huh.
And so the idea like that you said to your waiter, oh, you know, like I'm super canceled right now, and she laughs at that. She probably has no idea really what that means. That could have legitimately been the case.
Wee bit of an echo chamber much? Like, I am totally involved in this entire like YouTube environment.
Yeah, no, that's the thing though. It's like, so like the fact that she perceived it, the only three options was that she like just didn't know, or she didn't believe her, or she didn't and understand exactly what it meant, or she knew it in a right way, a right wing perspective. Like,
does anybody know where Lindsay?
So did she say that the other person maybe didn't know what it meant?
This is
she said this was an option. Then I don't get the criticism.
Hold on, rewind it really quick. So it's like there was a way that she said all three options. So it was just
okay.
I don't even know which one of these is the best thumbnail because they're all going to be good thumbnails.
So I told her my name, and she's like, I'm gonna Google you. And I was like, okay, but I'm super canceled right now. And she like laughed and clearly thought I was kidding, or maybe didn't know what that meant, or you know, knew it in some like right wing way. And then she like Googled me and like started laughing because
so I apologize. It's the fact that it's not just she didn't believe me or she didn't know what that meant. It's the fact that she had to preface it with also maybe she knew that in a right-wing way. I apologize. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack with this.
Oh, dude, there's so much to talk about just in that like split second. It's like Jesus Christ, dude. The idea that
just a thing, you know, that is like a right-wing conspiracy thing.
Well, they're trying to make it like this right-wing social construct that's emerged from the culture wars and anything that is like, what I think what she's referring to the right wing, what she's saying is like, I was a racist and I got fired from my job. Cancel culture. That's her. Yeah. That's her cancel culture. And when she talks about canceling people, she's like, oh yeah, you know. And then when she's like, you know, it's not a right-wing cancel culture, she's like, pretty much her saying, I'm not a racist, but I did get canceled like the racists do, you know.
The one thing that I was thinking is just who starts off a fucking video like this? This is like a frigid, cold fucking open. What the fuck? I don't even know what the hell is going on.
I don't know. It seemed like a
Hard work is white supremacy, don't you know?
it
It
just
does-
seemed like
it does kind of feel like she's starting off in the middle of a sentence at the beginning of the video.
that was partially my fault, but I
Well,
may
I saw
have
the screen cap.
I may
It said
have
1 second.
I may have accidentally clipped off like 2 seconds of the video before playing it. So yeah, it did kind of start mid-sentence. Sure.
Well,
I mean-
the thing is though too, like I would say that like this opening is probably wackier to or maybe people like us because it's immediately opening it up and just laying the framework for the fact that like obviously Lindsay Ellis is like ascribes to the sort of woke culture sort of thinking, and so like the little things that she adds, like the phrase like oh she knew it in a right wing way, or like little things like that. It's just it's jarring to us, and I imagine it's probably jarring to the uninitiated too.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of evangelical Christian movies.
Yes,
Huh?
yes, it does.
I don't know. I'm not as well versed on those, so I can't really
Oh,
comment on that.
Yeah, me too. But do we want to let's watch for like more, maybe like 30 seconds and see
Yeah,
where
let's
all is going?
let's
Yeah,
keep
we are.
going.
We are 42 seconds into a 5-minute intro, so
Yeah. Well,
We're never gonna
First
finish
thing,
this.
and like the questions people ask is, why is Lindsay Ellis canceled? And I mean, why indeed? But before I get into this, I need to lay some groundwork. Ladies and boomers of the jury, here you go. Canceling is a public shaming of a member of a community for some violation of that community's standards by other members of that community.
ideology, community
That
standards,
legitimately-
ideology.
Yeah,
Yep.
but legitimately though, there's actually I don't find anything wrong with this definitionally. Like, this
Sure.
this is a
But in this
serviceable
case-
definition.
I agree. But
Yeah.
I think if she gets into the extent of the quote unquote canceling, that we're gonna find a bit of difference, because what it comes down to, I'm not going to get too into cancel culture, but what it comes down to is personal preference being projected onto someone else and being punishing someone else for your views.
Projection.
Yep.
I've got to pull a molar here and just be like, remember what she says here because it's going to be important later.
I bet you.
Oh,
Community. But
I just thought about something. She says it's like a group, and you're part of the group, and you kind of get cancelled for a specific behavior that the group you are part of doesn't like. But it doesn't seem like generally in cancel culture it's oftentimes like a small group of different people, and you get cancelled for something they perceive as, a small group.
Yeah. But this is clearly more her projecting what happened to her herself to kind of set the stage.
And
Okay.
I mean, I assume too that she's arguing that that when someone is canceled, and she's laying it as it's a when the group objects to somebody in that group's opinions on something.
Yeah.
She's arguing that how to say it. She's basically arguing that like it's like fandoms objecting
Yeah.
to somebody's like problematic behavior, but like of course, as I would argue that many of us have observed, oftentimes what happens is that people who you don't know, have no association with, do not agree with, just come out of the woodwork because you said something they find objectionable, and they just find every avenue to destroy you by.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Witch hunt. Fundamentalist witch hunts.
Anyway, let's continue.
The term actually originated with a 1981 song called Your Love Is Cancelled by the band Chic. The song was inspired by a bad date guitarist
What?
went on.
I didn't know this.
Did
That's-
they coin the term?
Bullshit.
Is this really where it came from, Lindsay, or is this your projection of where you think it originated from?
Dude, she totally made that up. Like,
Yeah, no
I
one
don't know,
fucking knows that shit.
the first time anyone ever used the term "canceled" was in this one. It's like, what the what? Are you kidding me?
That sounds like a fucking made up Wikipedia factoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is so asshole and bullshit. It's insane.
Well,
Like,
Do you wish to disagree, Alex?
I'm pretty sure that it was more. No, I think the term was popularized by when shows were being canceled, when producers and actors were being canceled by it, like Roseanne and stuff. Like they were getting canceled off TV. That's what they meant.
it certainly seems like she's hijacking, like the people on the left, and I don't know what causes them to do this. They love to manipulate language, and it's like the first instance of this word that they hear, it's like they'll use it to their advantage. Wherever they can. And it's like, no. The way that it's actually coined and used today is completely different from what you're talking about right now. What you're talking about, well, sure, she might be bringing up a form of social censorship or censorship.
Censure?
I think you're just slurring your words now.
No, that's Chris
God
Hayes.
damn it, who's playing Sonic?
What?
We heard a Sega.
it's no one's ringtone. It's a beautiful ringtone, but he does not put it on silence
It
when
is a
he's
good
on
one.
live streams.
Wow, how unprofessional.
This is
A
why I put my
shame.
phone on silence. This is also why your little avatar is off the screen.
Oh, excuse me.
Damn.
Not only that, but I'm a boomer and I don't know how to. I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to touch anything. I'm a boomer.
curious, Alex. How big's the resolution on your monitor?
Don't
Is
ask.
it 1080? Or do you have no idea what that means?
It's what's the aspect ratio, Alex?
16 by 9.
No,
Fuck.
it was 312 by like 450. Like, what is this aspect ratio? You
It's
totally.
because.
I know.
it's because-
You did a thing. You did a thing.
Well, for anybody watching this in post or currently, it's my aspect ratio is really, really fucked because I had to stretch my screen aspect for the television that I bought to use as a screen. Fantastic television. And one
Just
of the
not a
reasons why I bought it is because the blacks are black. And I like to edit photos on it. And it was just
Right.
like, oh, this
Phrasing?
The blacks are superior, you say?
Blacks are black.
Very
Okay.
base.
What was it about the black you don't like?
Hey, that's how we get our monetization, all right?
Yeah, no.
Susan, that was positive. Trust him.
Alex, as a white male, could you please stop
BLM.
talking about the blacks?
BLM all the way. By large.
Say his name.
I wanted
Say his name. RGB.
the blacks to
RGB.
be represented as close as possible to black on my
See,
screen.
you wanted cultural accuracy, Susan.
Yes.
Black is a color, by the way.
Yes. it
Not
is.
just a fucking skin color.
Yeah.
But that's
They're people. Excuse you. They're people of color.
Maybe we should just watch the video.
I agree.
No, I don't agree.
David wants to talk about the blacks again.
I want to fucking talk about them and how
Or the
superior they are.
LGBT community.
I love how I can hear in your voice you self-censoring what you want to actually say.
No, I'm not. Projection. Projection.
How dare you.
Okay?
David, you're a
Anyway.
Mexican. You can say whatever you want.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
Latinx friend here.
Don't say
Yeah,
that.
dude,
Yeah,
we
he's
have,
got the X
two-
card, man.
We got
Yeah.
two Latinx
He's
people
speaking
here.
of which-
God, boy.
The X Factor.
It's great.
Speaking of which, could I please just bring something up right quick about the whole Latinx thing or Latinx?
May as well. We're here.
This is something that really fucking pisses me off. Is that the people that are saying, "Oh, colonization from white people are bad." Meanwhile, the white liberal people in America are colonizing Spanish and saying, "No, you should not have gendered language, you bigots." They're colonizing. Colonization is inherently bad. Well, make up your fucking mind on which one it is, okay?
It's also ironic. It's also ironic because they make such a fuss about pronouns and shit, and then they don't use, our kinds of pronouns. Like if you're talking about me, you're supposed to say Latino. If you're talking about like my sister, you're supposed to say Latina.
Latina.
Like it's like pronouns. Like what's so fucking hard to understand about that? Why say that cringy Latinx shit? Like if I'm some sort of new X-Men character, fuck you.
You wish. That'd be the lamest X-Man character.
It's
Yeah.
probably
It's because they're trying to feel the best for the least amount of effort put in.
well, it's probably also too because they don't like using gendered language and they want to use like gender neutral language. So they want to like force everyone to do this.
Maybe.
1 minute 13
I don't
in. Let's go.
Yeah, we have.
Let's go.
Making great time,
Despite of the
guys.
band's success, wherein his date behaved in a way that he felt was presumptuous and unacceptable, which really turned him off.
Your love is canceled. No, your love is canceled.
Okay, right off the
Demonetized.
bat, I think that's fucking bullshit. And I think you already brought that up. No, this is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can keep going. We can just let this play out. Like,
So basically, it was inspired by this idea: any potential future we might have had, any potential love that might have developed, canceled. The song was not a hit at the time, but it stuck around, and over the decades, the term
Still not a
used in the
hit!
song started appearing in other pieces of art and music, including in songs by rappers like 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, until eventually gaining popularity in the vernacular of Black Twitter. In this original vernacular use,
What?
Fucking what?
Black
You know,
Wait,
Twitter
what song?
canceled.
Let me give me
Talking
the song. I want to see this. What the hell?
Dude. What in the... I'm blown away by this. Like,
I thought this was only gonna go for like a second. No, it continues.
it's a
Disney.
popular
euphemism.
in Black Twitter? What?
Like the concept of canceling is not like new. Like cancel is always meant cancel, and making it a euphemism in a fucking crappy fucking love song that no one's ever fucking heard about. From like, does anyone remember the name of that band that she said? Because I don't fucking remember, and it was literally 5 minutes ago.
She said 50 Cent.
All I can think of is Stevie Wonder's Considerably Better. Was he canceled?
Yeah.
Well, Stevie Wonder was
He was.
kind of canceled, right? Because he was a brilliant fucking musician, and the first, 1 or 2 albums that he did work on, the producers said, "Nah, we don't want you singing on this." No.
Yeah, I just went to fucking Twitter just to humor this and actually looked up this fucking song on Twitter. And all it is a bunch of people saying that, oh, I just looked this song up after Lindsay Ellis mentioned it in her video. I was like, what are you fucking talking about, you lying bitch?
Okay, no. You know
So
what this is?
fucking
You know what this
myopic.
sounds like? Okay, no. I've cracked the code on this. Right. The only reason why this was brought up, and probably why or how she got this information, I don't know. I don't know if she knows this. She was doing this intentionally or not, or if she was just given false information like this. like I said, it sounds like something straight out of a stupid Wikipedia article that was fucking sourced.
You mean
It sounds like
this is
somebody from
something
Westboro
like
Baptist Church from me.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's exactly what it
The
sounds like to
reason-
me.
No, what it is it is what you've been seeing on some places. I think we've and not to sound white supremacy or anything, but this is
I know where this is
essentially
going.
black co-opting. It's trying to
You mean-
co-opt it into black culture. You know how she said it wasn't in any movies or shows or anything, but it was used in music, and specifically it was popular with black people, and it was specifically used by these popular black artists. Don't you understand? The black people came up with the term and the whole thing of canceling. It was us white people that co-opted it and made it ours now. You're trying to take what was theirs.
Good God, the mental gymnastics gold medal goes to...
Thank you. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, this is this we was kings, but we invented cancel culture.
We was
Right.
canceled and shit.
If you was kings... I'm not even going to get into that one. Holy
I think there was
shnikes.
wasn't there like a book or something? I'm not sure. A book that said like everything was actually invented by Muslims or something, and I think there was something for black people too. Like everything was actually invented by black people, and Mozart was black actually, and Beethoven was
black
black
Israelites.
actually, and everybody
Yeah, the
was black
black
actually.
Israelites.
Play that
Yeah.
fucking clip from the interview with the Black Israelites, where the fucking guy just lists off famous historical figures, and he's like, Shakespeare, black. Mozart, black. Fucking Einstein, of course, definitely black. 100% black. Stuff like that.
You know where I am at a state with things? I don't even give a shit if Mozart was black. I still love the music for what it is. Like, these people just keep getting off on this fucking divisionary shit. And
Does the idea
I'm
that,
important because of it.
Einstein
I'm
being-
important.
I was gonna say, because like, does the idea that Einstein was black really change any of the shit that he said?
No,
No.
but the whole thing about it is that it's trying to quote unquote strengthen your culture because
Yeah, exactly.
you don't have anything, so you want to own like this one thing. Like, oh, I didn't accomplish anything with my life, but Einstein was black and I'm black, so some people are just that insecure. At least that's how I think.
Well, I certainly
Okay,
think
I
insecurity.
double checked. I like triple checked it now. There are no mentions of the song that she talked about on Twitter before April 15th, which is when this video fucking came out.
Yikes.
Got him.
No, dude, it was just really fucking underground. All right.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
be
So
really
underground, you never mentioned the song by its name. Get the fuck out.
No.
It was like the fucking no. What it is it's like the fucking electric swing or the electric slide. Where everyone just knows that song, and we don't even talk about it or mention it because it's just everywhere. No one fucking talks about the electric slide, but the moment that you say jump to the left, everyone knows what the fuck you're saying.
It's amazing how myopic people with this ideology are, because they aren't going to go to
Yeah, that too. Also, yeah.
That's like that's the way that she's framed it here. Is that
And it's
the word?
That's more likely just because it's a known tactic. I mean, not to throw certain people under the bus, but like that's the same argument that's been used with gay people, with trans people. Like, they were always there. They were always there, except for these limitations. You were just too ignorant and scoffed at it with your nose pointed to the air to notice it and shit like that.
Yeah, something
Well,
that
to be fair though, the gay and trans arguments, they have more grounding. Maybe the trans stuff, maybe less, but this particular case, using that argument in this area is completely stupid.
Yeah, no, with something like this, which is 100% a social phenomenon, arguing that it originated in the 80s, like, yeah, how many people do you know got canceled in the 80s?
I can name a few.
Like,
Let's go back.
well, there's always been a social backlash. It doesn't have to originate from some type of point. Trying to pin it to like a actual like beginning point is just fucking stupid.
But
Because-
wasn't this about where the term canceling came from in this
Yeah,
context?
which is like, which
So,
is
like people could
which
be
is
cancelled
absurd.
before, but people wouldn't use that word canceling.
Well, and the thing is,
I mean,
Sorry.
I was
absurd
alive
to-
during the 80s. I didn't hear anyone talking about getting canceled. This is a recent thing.
well, and the thing
And
is,
her
too,
point was it came from rappers that sampled this song, like that. I don't know anyone that's sampled this song. Like that's a pretty weird thing to sample. Like there's better shit out there for sure.
I listen to NPR all the fucking time, and they are like super big. Or not NPR. I'm sorry, XPN. XPN is a Philadelphia-based, big college radio, and
Yeah.
I've given them money because I'm kind of sick of tuning into my local rock station and hearing the same fucking 50 songs every goddamn day.
Yeah.
I like having college radio, or at least highly funded college radio, to give me that diversity. I'm fucking sick. I like novelty. I'm high trade openness, goddammit. And the amount of songs that I hear that are... Oh, fuck, I fucked up paint. Sorry, 1 second. The amount of samples that I hear from other songs is just astronomical. Astronomical. Like sampled rap beats, sampled things here and there everywhere. So you're gonna 50 Cent did it. It means it's valid. No, it doesn't mean that it's valid. It just means that 50 Cent liked it. That's all it really means. There is no cultural strength behind this. We haven't heard this song. Oh, but then I guess that just proves your point. It was canceled because it's about being canceled.
That's not. It was not canceled. It just sucked.
Onward.
Like,
Before we go onward, Sheep's wondering if he can join in.
I don't see why not. I love Sheep.
All right.
He's just not going to be on the side screen because I'm a boomer.
Oh yeah. Well, if his username starts with an S, I'm gonna be replaced by him.
All right. Hold
Change
up.
your name real quick.
Yeah. Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
No,
go ahead and
Jesus.
just put a B in the front of your name, so that way you'll appear right after Stanton and before David.
Just change it into mate. M8.
Damn it.
I don't know who said it before, but I think the most likely thing is that the term canceling became like this, frequently used term because we all know canceling in the context of canceling shows, or like an actor is not on a show anymore. I think it's a little bit difficult to say, okay, when was the first time people used the word canceling in this context? Yeah, it's I think this whole discussion around when this term originated is kind of pointless. I think what Amazon said is true, that her point was to show, look, this was like a black culture underground thing that people used, and now white people are using this on Twitter, and yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think we should just keep on going. I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter.
I have no idea what
Like,
I'm doing
let's
with
give her the
LDS.
point that maybe this is the origin story of how the term got used, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. This is
And-
just like.
It's like the word based. Based is something that comes from the hip hop culture, right? Like the rap culture. Something is based, somebody is based. And now
wasn't
huh?
wasn't the original use of the word faggot? I mean,
All right, we got
Bro.
demonetized.
Bro,
There we go.
Hold on. Let's go
right when
etymological.
sheep joins, you gotta be like, oh, all right. It's like,
Okay, the problem here that we're
hell, man?
derailing a bit. We're like, we need to get to the video.
Etymology. Like I'm dead serious about language. The word
Okay.
faggot.
Just say the F slur.
Originally started with. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Started off with what, like a bundle of sticks, sure, and then eventually it meant something that was like somebody useless in society, like a widow, like a what do they call them? Hags.
Mm-hmm.
So this hag is an F word.
Mm-hmm.
No, these words consistently change, and it's no wonder because the people that are constantly offended are just George Carlin once again, same from flipping through. Holy crap, bringing up the great point about how language keeps changing, like around the lines of first it was shell shock, then it was PTSD, now it's this, now it's that, so that people don't feel offended. Are you kidding me? What ends up happening is you change the definition, and then people start to feel offended by it again. How do you fix the problem of people constantly being offended? Because I think that one of the attributes of Hitler becoming so totalitarian was the same fucking thing.
You know, I think the problem is if people want to get offended, they will always find a way.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, but also you're trying to fight against people who are aggressive and who want to use it in a negative setting. And it's like, yeah, you can't stop that. It's even harder. It's going against nature. Anyway, I'm back and I have coffee.
Nice.
So before we start again, what do you think about our Snoop Dogg candle there?
I just noticed that.
I've been looking at a room
with pearls or something.
I don't like
She's ready for 420.
staring at me for this entire video. I
Like-
feel like those are bedroom eyes, and I'm not comfortable with them.
Bruh, if I
He's
could
just
feel
high.
comfortable with
I like
anybody,
the halo more than the Snoop Dogg candle.
if I would feel comfortable with anybody giving me bedroom eyes, it's freaking Snoop Dogg. Because
Yeah,
I
you
know,
Right,
no,
somebody clip that.
no, smoke some weed. I mean, like,
Snoop's
with
not
you,
even that
man.
cool.
All right.
One thing I love about this video is like this video starts her like talking about cancel culture, and she talks about it was a right wing thing to complain about, and it really feels like she's really trying to downplay it, but she almost takes a 180 as the video goes on as she's complaining about it.
I bet you.
It's probably the cognitive dissonance in her head that she can't believe in it because of the ideology she subscribes to, but then she's targeted by it.
Yes, it's very ironic.
So she effectively has to commit perjury to protect her ego.
And again, it's like I don't dislike her. I do like some of her movie reviews. I really do like them. She's so cringe sometimes when it and I hate that it's man, it looks like all of us are ganging up on her as a personal attack, but we're also punching up at the exact same time.
I don't even, like I said, outside of like the few videos I've seen her in like Doug Walker's videos, like I don't really even know who she is. I like
Walker. Ugh.
I mean I don't even really care about her, but like I know her from this video and her dumb Twitter thing that everybody got pissed about.
Yeah, I'm
Which
in the same
stuff?
position.
The Quentin stuff or the movie Bob stuff?
Oh wait, that's right. She said 3 was
No,
yeah, the Quentin stuff, the movie Bob stuff,
be
and
right
now
back.
this.
She's going for a triple.
That movie Bob stuff was just insanity.
That's just bad. That's just like a nightmare coming to life. Like imagine you have social anxiety. Like you think you're friends with somebody, but like they openly just like call you out in front of like the entire internet and it just becomes like framed into like the Hall of Fame.
It couldn't have happened to a
Well, I love how
nicer
her argument.
person because fucking movie Bob is a horrible. Just
Well, that was like the most depressing part about it, though, is that her argument wasn't even that you shouldn't be mean to him. Her argument was that people I don't agree with are making fun of him. So for the sake of not agreeing with them, I'm going to defend him. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. She does that when she calls them what were the diet Nazis.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
call them diet
Well,
Nazis.
anyway,
It was
we're getting ahead of ourselves now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
We're like at 2 minutes in.
we're getting off topic. We should continue on with the video.
Oh, I do want to say at least one thing before we
Oh,
continue.
okay.
Yeah, and me too
Because
because I just joined.
I have a very. You guys were talking about definitions and whatnot of canceled and the F word.
The origin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my little tinfoil hat theory. So
Jesus.
as long as there's language, every definition is going to have a word, and regardless of how you change it, there is always going to be a word that incites that reaction. People just have to discover it once it's changed.
Yeah, a lot of words have a really dark history. I think Vandals is actually based off an actual group of people, and I think in Asia.
Vandals are specifically refers to, if I'm not mistaken, a group, a barbarian tribe that sacked Rome. Yeah.
Villain as well.
Yeah.
Like it's a person from a villager or a village. It's person.
Thank you, Dobahati, for telling me that. You watch that.
And that's what's kind of insane about these leftists is that they go far back for like really old definitions of words. Like they done it recently with like the word sus, and they want to really try to weaponize these words to get control of the culture because they want to bring fear into people because they know if people are afraid, they will consume. That's what the media does very often, and that's what they're doing right now with the police brutality narrative, and it's just a mess, and it's going to keep on happening.
Oh, I thought when you said people get scared, they consume. It just reminds me of this one anecdote that Alton Brown made in regards to the Food Channel and Good Eats. He was, and specifically Emerald Lagasse, I think that's his name. But he was like, after 9/11, the viewership for the Food Channel was at a peak, and it's like it's because people were frightened, they were scared, and one of the most comforting things for people is food consumption.
Give them bread.
But that's just a thing.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to bring up was she's framing the origin of cancel as a black thing because she really wants to make it as a cultural appropriation thing.
Hey, don't you laugh. That's literally what I fucking said, but in a more tongue-in-cheek alt-right way.
But
Careful.
Good.
Careful, Susan.
Okay.
Susan.
But
9/11
defensively,
created
Susan.
Gordon Ramsay, thanks, Karma. Thanks for that insight.
Hey, man. The
Well,
Food Channel is just waiting for another terrorist attack.
Absolutely.
No way, they fucking canceled the shit out of Butter Lady.
Let me get the final point so we could get continued on with the video.
Yes,
so
please,
the problem
please,
is that that pariahs have been a thing for such a long time. It's been a thing that's very common in society. People will outcast people if they do things wrong or they do something that's not socially acceptable. But and that's why cancel is a popular term now, because that's the thing that happens. We just have a word for it besides pariah. It just becomes another word that's added to the definition of pariah.
Yeah. To be fair, pariah is pretty old hat, and I mean, not too many people use it outside of like the biblical way. But yeah.
I have a slight problem.
And that's why I find it dishonest as how she's framing it as cultural appropriation. All right, let's go on with the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Declaring someone or something canceled was not really an attempt to like instigate a boycott or hold someone to account, but more of a personal decision, not a
Why?
Wow, now we're understanding more and more about what's the purpose
You
here.
can't go 2 sentences without a. Oh my God! Why are you saying this?
Well, we would let her go further if she would stop saying stupid things, but she just can't stop.
Well,
She
this
just
is
cannot
a
help
malicious
herself.
lie. Personal choice? What the fuck is she talking about?
No. You see, you're thinking of it. Oh, no. I was just gonna say. See, you're thinking of it in the modern way of, if we think about it now it's about boycotts and getting people to change their ways. But before, it was about personal choice and about this sex thing because of this song that used it.
But so it was a completely different thing.
Your song was just taken off of the radio and not used in video. It had absolutely nothing to do with, I don't know, the Salem witch trials. It had nothing to do with that. Come on. Like, there's so much denial of reality going on here. I don't know. God.
But let's see what else. What other stupid shit she'll say. Let's see.
I'm just seeing so much Westboro Baptist Church happening right now. And that makes me really sad because I like Lindsay.
I thought you were gonna say it makes you sad because you like the Westboro Baptist Church.
I know. I forgot I wasn't the only person thinking that.
Anyway, let's continue. Sorry.
Canceling them in the television of your mind. So to cancel someone wasn't a call to deplatform, it was more just saying, you stepped out of line, so I'm done with you. Like when the city of New York canceled Mayor de Blasio for eating pizza with a fork and knife. Which, to be fair,
social
is the
pariah.
only reason to criticize the man. The connotation of this term with callouts and deplatforming didn't happen until a few years ago, as Me Too began and...
You do the same thing to conservatives, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, well,
Yes.
yeah, that's why do you think that she's putting all these fucking layers onto, it started off as this and that? It's because it's subconsciously trying to distance herself from me. Like, I wasn't the one who started this. I didn't fucking create this mob that attacked me. I didn't set the standard for this.
Yes, exactly.
I just want to point out here too. So, like, what she meant by it was a personal decision. She's arguing that when someone canceled you, they're just arguing that they're done with you, or that they'll never watch any of your stuff again. Not like what most people would recognize being canceled as, which is riling up a bunch of people to tell people to stop watching someone, and actively try to attack them on Twitter and shit.
or
You know,
have a lot of
contacting their
family
jobs and trying to get them fired and things like that. Which is
get death threats, fucking their
Get punched
family
in the
members.
face.
You know, the funny thing is that the left wing feminist critique or word for this originally back in like 2012 to 2016 was like, you know, the harassment campaigns. You know, they're inciting harassment campaigns. And the moment that a more easy to understand, colloquially understood term like canceling shows up, they don't want to use it at all because then their opponents can use it and point out their hypocrisies much easier because it's a quick offhand word they can easily describe what they're doing to them.
Yes, not only that, they will gaslight you about it happening. You guys remember that PSA Sitch video about Tucker Carlson and the Antifa professor? The exact same thing that happens. They downplay this inciting of violence and harassment as, you know, just having a discussion. Like they work really hard downplaying it. And Lindsay Ellis is doing that right now. She wants to wash her hands of the blood, let's say.
Ooh. Correct.
I mean, let's try to
Correct.
demon her position. I think if she would be here, she would say that she didn't deny that there were harassment campaigns. She's just explaining where the term canceling comes from. So,
and it's still incorrect.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that I don't mind that she's like, oh, I'm just explaining where the term came from, but her conception of where the term came from is incorrect.
I mean, there could be like this rapper culture or black culture where they use the word canceling in this, you know, I'm personally done with you or whatever. You know, there could be this context like with the F word, where Alex said, okay, at first it meant like a bundle of sticks, and then it meant like a useless person, and then it became this other thing. So this could be just the explanation of, okay, you know, the word canceling first was used in this kind of context in the song because, you know, this whatever musician, singer used the word canceling maybe before the word canceling wasn't used in this kind of context, so she can create the story of, okay, the first time somebody used canceling in a way where it says, okay, I'm done with you, was in this song, and then afterwards
it doesn't make sense though, even within the context.
And not to
this is a personal relationship. In the context of the song,
Sheep's right.
It's a personal relationship. It's not a public social pariah, which is what's going on right now, and has been going on for the past couple of years.
Yeah, but that's exactly like the F word meant something else in whatever time.
I still think it's a stretch. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Sure, it doesn't matter, but you guys all said, oh, she has this nefarious reason. She wants to downplay her own role
It
in
is, though.
cancel culture. It could be, but it also could
We've
be
seen this happen. I talked about the Tucker Carlson debate, and they downplay their incitement of violence against people they don't like. We've seen this happen.
Certainly.
And she's part of the same community. She is a bread tuber.
Mostly peaceful.
But it's not sure how much she's doing it right now in this context. That's
the point. She's not going to be open about it. She's not
are you arguing that what she's actually doing here, she's just
she's saying that he's naive,
or that she's saying that it like the idea of canceling someone in the way that the phrase is used, it was eventually became this, and then it evolved into this other thing, which yeah.
It first happened to the black man, and now it's happened to me.
I just want to mention
because I stand up for the black man.
Well, I guess the argument from EC is that she's trying to make it sound like, oh, this was like the way that this phrase was used was originally just like an innocuous thing describing a breakup or whatever,
but she doesn't frame like that either, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I agree with you. I'm just trying to understand, like, and I could believe that she's doing this from like a defensive, like, sort of reactionary, like, response to having the wolves turned on her.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that Yeah, we've already actually talked about this a minute ago. About
Keep
that,
moving.
but she's talking about evolution. So yes.
Every frame of pause, gentlemen.
And callouts did lead to some powerful people actually
Doodle kid.
losing things. According to Washington Post writer Clyde McGrady, as callouts led to greater consequences, some people became nervous about how social media had changed power dynamics in the court of public opinion. Cancel culture was the diagnosis, and the term became a catch-all defense for
like your
those trying to
socialist
evade
bullshit.
public criticism of any kind. But now, cancel is just another word that white people
Here we
have
go, the
taken
cultural
and run into the
appropriation that
ground.
I was talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, 'cause it's like it's another word that white people have ran.
You're taking the credit for the thing that black people invented thing.
Why is everything so loaded to be? It is.
That's
this
politics
particular this particular demographic that does this. Dude, I think that she just does not understand the nature of humanity.
I think she does. She just wants those political brownie points. She wants the mob that's going after her right now to go away by framing this issue as, oh, white people bad, so they leave her alone.
I don't know.
Also-
I don't know if I could frame her in that way. Because
Did
I'm
anyone-
gonna
Come
go
on,
with
this video has
innocence.
been 3 minutes long. We've been 3 minutes long into this video, and she's been framing it that way the entire time.
Well, fair enough.
Also,
Well,
I just
like,
wanted
the
to
thing
see.
is- oh, go ahead, Amazon. Sorry.
So she mentioned she's talking about like the history of the word and its evolution. Did anyone catch the fucking date on those quotes?
No.
No,
It's like April 12th, 2021.
Bruh.
Yeah. It was like literally a few days ago. Yeah, you can go press J, go back. You can verify this.
J.
Oh,
April
yeah,
6th.
here we go.
Yeah. J goes back 10
Wow.
seconds. I use it all the
Nice
fucking time.
source. You got something from
A
9 days
strange
ago.
journey of cancel from a black culture punchline to a white grievance
Here we
catchphrase.
go.
I
Told
knew it!
you.
Fucking
Amazon.
came from a
Yeah.
stupid fucking Wikipedia article or some shit like that. That's exactly what it is.
But here's
no
the thing.
wonder it's so
Dude,
fucking
trust
disjointed.
me.
Amazon, that is a gorgeous catch. And thank
Here's
you
the
for
thing: in
that.
today's age, anybody could publish anything. Anybody could publish a book, and it does not mean it's true. We we've seen this shit with like the Kimba controversy. Oh, there's this professor who published this book. It had a bunch of lies, and a whole bunch of people believe it, and they keep citing that one book, even though like the information isn't completely false. Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
really quickly.
He's just
too.
going. He realized that he can go back and forth 5 seconds now. Damn it!
I mean, really quickly though, just to point out here, it would make it does in a way, in a twisted, like deranged sort of wokish way, makes sense to frame it like this way because she was just called out for racial insensitivity. So
Yes.
framing it in this way
Well, that's
would give
impossible.
her
The blame.
It's
cultural
impossible.
morality.
It's impossible. I can't be that way.
Yeah, and what's more, this makes sense because it's at first we're like, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? Where the fuck is she talking about? Like, holy shit! And then we get to the end and it's like, oh, it's motivated reasoning. I understand now.
Yeah.
She started with the end and worked backwards to figure out how she can make it attach. Go,
She's
oh,
actually
it's
I gotta
that's-
point out, I gotta leave in 7 minutes. So
All right.
Oh,
Isn't-
okay.
Isn't that exactly how ideologies work? It's you've
A bad
already
one.
come up with the conclusion beforehand, and then you warp your rationality to fit it.
Yes, Switch
Yeah.
has talked about this before
you
about
have the
buying feminism as a
conclusion, now you're
product.
one at
Oh,
a
man.
time, lads.
Anyway,
Onward! Ooh,
Yes.
I clipped. I should have
Oh,
put a
boy.
limiter on.
Like woke before it, it has gone from AAVE vernacular to right-wing grievance.
Wait,
buzzword
wait.
for
I'm
those
gonna-
Right-wing grievance
criticism of any
buzzword.
kind. But now, cancel
Alex, can you make
is just
Lindsay a
another
bit
word that
louder?
white people have taken and run into the ground.
1 second.
So like woke before it, it has gone from AAVE vernacular to right-wing grievance buzzword.
Here's the
which is
thing.
more or less where we are today.
Hold on. Pause that.
Woke is not the
She-
same as cancel.
I'm sorry.
Cancel
I have to really quickly point this out. I'm very sorry, Sheep. But she said AAVE vernacular, which stands
Yeah, I noticed that too.
for African American Vernacular English, and then she added the word vernacular afterwards. It's literally like saying ATM machine.
Yeah, except even dumber. Anyway, Sheep, go ahead.
I don't know what I was talking about. Go on.
Oh darn. You were saying how woke and cancel is not the same, and I do agree.
Yes,
I think that this whole thing, now that you mention it, that probably does also explain what this whole fucking intro is about. Trying to set it up as it's literally what I fucking said. They are saying that, see, we did this before, so this is actually black culture, and you are co-opting black culture. She literally made that fucking point. That's why she's making the AAVE or the woke comparison, because that woke was actually actually a black term or something that was popularized by black people, and then it became more popularized and well spread to white people.
Not only that, the definition itself is related to, you know, like woke culture, you know, seeing racism that's hidden, you know, that's what it is to be woke.
Yeah, wake up, people, that whole thing.
Yeah, it originally started off as a not wanting to use the term the red pill in the left wing circles, so they came up with their own
about race
word. Yeah, and so they came up with the word woke instead, so that way they never had to use the term red pill. Except it became a fucking joke, and it just became an example of them just refusing to use a perceived useful tool because that tool is used by Hitler.
Well, not only that, but it's just like the concept of woke was flawed from the start. If you see racism everywhere, you become a psychotic paranoiac.
Yeah. There's no way to be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can I stop everybody right there? One of the biggest problems with the word woke is that it is immediately attempting to hijack or at least assume a positive connotation.
What are you talking about?
The word woke. It's assuming a positive connotation. It's just like it's just what we.
I was blind, but now I see. I see that all this racism and all this terrible things are happening.
I was blind, and now I'm woke.
It's immediately I am better than you.
Well, no, not necessarily. It's like this idea that you're awakened to like the oppression that's going on, how society is against you.
This is literally a coming to Jesus moment. I'm not even trying to like
focusing on negative does not make you fucking woke. That makes you goddamn fucking neurotic.
Yes, and that's the problem that I'm talking about. The inherent problem of this concept.
Bam.
There's no way to be.
Sheep, we need you fucking flipping through, man.
Wait, excuse you, because I just wanted to say, in order to be woke, you'd have to be aware of everything. So what we're saying is, in order to be woke, you must achieve perfect situational awareness.
God damn it!
Get out of here.
In order to actually be woke, yes, but like, these people aren't.
I'll give another example of how this problem is flawed. There's this video, I don't remember who made it, but it's made like by these woke corporations, and they talk about wokeness. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it, but they say like, oh, they should like look through these lens and you'll see like racism everywhere, and like, oh, this is what being woke is like. And that's propaganda at this point.
It's fucking hell is what it is.
It's literally like they describe it as if they live in the movie They Live, and they're putting the glasses on.
Yes, I think that's what the reference to, but they don't understand like how insane that actually is.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, wasn't that actually the point of that movie? Is that it wasn't that he was seeing the truth; it's that he like put on glasses that made him insane.
Yeah.
What do you expect from this kind of culture when it's constantly not reprimanded, through social norms, when it's just constantly encouraged, like, you are doing the right thing. It's not the fucking right thing.
It's very black and white, in which things are a lot more nuanced. And
it's all or nothing thinking.
All right, let's go on.
All right. Well,
you may want to go back a few seconds.
Actually, I have to
like twice.
apologize. I have to head out. So,
Amazon's
Later,
dropping some
quick question:
good shit.
will you be available later for the reading?
Maybe. Don't count on it though. Okay.
All right, that's fine. Oh yeah, no. Just to where the interview thing starts, because I think that's fine.
Which is more or less where we are today.
Pretty quickly, and we are now seeing wokeism.
I agree.
And diversity and inclusion. And
this is just the cancel culture, and I will tell you, the people at home should be scared.
She's downplaying it again.
Game is next. Their business will
oh
be
yeah,
next.
she's also straw manning.
It won't just be Republicans who get.
Yeah, notice there's
canceled. It won't just be the
one
President of the United
specific
States.
news
This guy is
outlet
so right, by the way.
Cancel culture will come for us all.
So
How is that not obvious? I don't understand how I have a serious problem with somebody like Jordan Peterson, who I think is a very, very intellectual person, saying that the people that are liberals now are high trade openness. No, these are not high trade openness people. These are very close-minded people. They are just childish. If anything.
Well, I'll make the argument for Jordan Peterson here. I think he's like saying like relatively, like by comparison to maybe older right wing people who are like maybe not open to people who are trans or homosexual or anything like that. But there is some irony that it's not entirely true. They're not entirely open people. They're very easy to offend and castigate people who think differently, who are different. For example, white in this case.
Anyway,
well, oh my gosh,
aren't they like only open to the out group or something? Wasn't there something like this?
So yeah, that's the context usually.
It's childish.
Against the in group, but open to the out group. So everything that is foreign, that is different, in the sense, the reason why they are so against, or why they can criticize, let's say, their own culture or white people, is because they identify with them. So they are the in group. So if they always are against the in group, but welcome the out group, so I think that would explain it. Wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, in group, out group, but it's just like there's a limited amount of openness being considered.
I mean, they're open to everything other, like they're...
Easy's right.
They aren't open to conservatism. They aren't.
Yeah. Because they think they're the mainstream. They think that the conservatism or the right is the status quo, and that's why they think they're the resistance.
So, one other thing that I'd really like to bring up is, I don't think she's going to be anywhere near as bad as anybody else, but keep a track of this candle here and exactly how much it burns down with editing.
So I have a lot that I want to unpack here because I've had a bit of an ordeal that led to me realizing that I was bad for Twitter and Twitter was bad for me. And so I deleted my account. And for some dumb fucking reason, the fact that I deleted my Twitter account
Who made it like
made,
this?
like actual news.
Yeah,
my name was trending for several days. Is this another video about canceling, or worse, the dreaded apology video? Like, do these people not realize I'm not a real celebrity? I'm the number 21,000.
Oh, she's downplaying it again.
You act.
But
as
also,
if you
I
are
am a writer.
This is like the whole thing began with
Carlos Maza. Carlos Maza.
You know,
Hank Green.
Carlos
Maza.
You know, I was
Easy.
asked by this waitress what I'm doing, and I was saying I'm a writer, and she was Googling me because obviously when you Google me, you can find me. So, and then there were like news
Damn
articles that
straight,
said I
dude.
was cancelled. And then, can't you guys not understand I'm not a real celebrity?
It's
But
very
she's,
humble bragging.
yeah.
Amazing.
Well, it's also kind of like deflection almost. It's almost like trying to be like, well,
I'm not a
like
big deal, guys. Don't get so mad.
no, but also like we've talked to. I think you guys have seen it, but like how they it's not really canceling if or if it's someone. It's only canceling if it's like these big. You have to be popular for it to be canceled and
I don't
stuff
know if
like
she's
that.
making that argument, but she is
I
very
don't-
much downplaying it.
yeah.
Like, don't get so mad, guys. I'm not that big deal. I'm not like this influential person who had like a TED talk or anything.
I don't think
I
it
agree
matters.
with Sheep on that point.
I don't think it matters if someone is famous or a celebrity. People get canceled online all the time because they just do something. They don't have to be famous. You could have one viral
Animal
video
Crossing.
explode, and then boom, you're canceled. People are gonna look for you if they don't already
Oh.
know you.
Yeah, that reminds me. This happens all the time on Twitter. I use Twitter so much. A lot of people get canceled on Twitter, but it doesn't make headline news like it does with Lindsay Ellis, for example. I know a girl who got canceled because she made some news tying joke. So she said that she was learning like like crafts. She was like learning how to tie a tie, and
That's the one.
she tied her stuffed animal like with like a noose that she made, and she posted it I think on her Snapchat. And these people on Twitter publicized it, and I think they got her like expelled from her school entirely. And this happens very often. This happened so often, like in 2016, and these are like small cases. And I don't really know why she thinks that these mobs won't go after her if she's like, "Oh, I'm not that big, guys," but like they'll go after anyone. It doesn't matter. Like the guy that she used in her video, he's right. They will go after you no matter who you are because they're insane. And they made these groups and they try to deny it and downplay it.
Anyway, let's continue. Also,
Yeah, Alex, what are we looking at now?
I got lost.
She's gonna watch a nostalgic
oh my
critic.
god, you're fucking.
Yo, we're about to watch some Freedom Tunes?
We're gonna watch The Wall.
Yeah.
Yay, we're Freedom Tunes. Oh man, Stanton's all dressed up for it.
Oh yeah, hey.
Oh yeah, he is. Represent.
Look at him.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's my custom drawn Freedom Tunes avatar.
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah.
What happened?
I don't know what
Screaming
happened.
pause.
You tell me.
That's my
man.
custom drawn.
Your screen is paused,
Oh
sir.
my god.
You're going to need to put the tab. You're gonna have to put the video on the right tab.
You know, I was gonna wait until we got past the intro mark on the video, but I think now's as good of a time as any to mention the fact that we haven't said our names.
That's true. Hello,
Right.
everybody.
Stalks everybody. So
Uh-huh.
that guy right there is David.
Yeah, and there's a German
Ish,
man.
Most subscribed.
No, like actually say introduce yourselves. Come on.
All right, let's start from the top. Actually,
That's Stanton. I like how you
Oh.
made a Stanton so you're on top.
The
I see
man,
what
the myth,
Yes.
the legend, the world-class jet skier who is internationally recognized.
That's
Stanton.
me. What's up? I ride jet skis. I do backflips. And I say things that make people feel bad, even though they shouldn't.
A lot of times. David's next.
Hello, I'm David Aragon. I have, you may know me as the creator of Abnormal Alliance, or Dr. Rewrite, or you may not know me. In which case, what are you doing with your life?
Not only that, but if you know a little guy named the Critical Drinker, there's been a little bit of drawing done.
That's right. I made the Drinker Recommends and Drinker Fixes logos.
Didn't you also do Drink Recommends?
I said that. I said it.
Oh, I didn't hear you. You cut out on my audio.
Hey, Alex, fix the stream while everyone's talking.
No, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
this was
What did
supposed
I
to be the
break?
distraction period.
What did
Yeah,
I
we're
break? Hey, why is it on this screen? How do?
I have an idea. How about someone who knows what they're doing live streams it, and then he just records the live stream?
You know what?
What?
I agree with Psychomate.
Wait,
I don't know.
wouldn't there be delay?
Talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
that's the
Actually,
problem.
there might be a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going. If we go past a certain level of capture, the quality is going to be absolute trash.
Well, anyways, as
Hold on, let
Alex
me
is
go back
handling
in
that, I think the next
Discord.
person should introduce themselves.
Yes.
There it is. It's fixed. All right, no more introductions.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
Come on,
no.
EC.
Yeah, I'm waiting for EC. I almost called them extra credits.
Extra credit.
Please do
no.
not dishonor him by that.
I'm extra
It's
credit.
the initial. You can't. I'm sorry.
Maybe you know me from the channel Enlightened Centrist. I made some PSA Stitch videos, and yeah, kind of
Some
hanging out
music.
with the guys. Oh yeah, I make music. I almost forgot.
Yeah, don't throw
Yeah.
me under the bus.
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, so I'm just chilling out with you
Yeah,
guys.
I understand.
But yeah.
Good lord, man, what time is it there? I can't math in my head right
It's
now.
approaching 3. What's AM? PM? Whatever is in the morning.
Oh my god.
Deep in the night.
Oh, dude.
So can we continue with the video or what?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're trying to. It's Sheep's turn.
Yeah. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. Oh, okay, I'm Shoot Streamer. I work on this game called Apocalypse right now. I'm a game dev. I'm an artist. I get canceled a lot everywhere I go, so that's what I'm known for.
Yeah, his sprite work's fucking phenomenal, by the way.
Your stream just died.
Yeah, your stream died.
Discord stream. Discord stream.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
Anyway, I am.
How do I
Lieutenant
reload it?
Amazon.
How do I reload it?
Stop. Stream on Discord? Come on, Alex. You know how to stream on Discord.
Rookie
Remember?
shit.
Continue.
You
MS.
bent over.
I've got so many
Amazon.
fucking windows open right now.
Stop talking.
You can't.
Let Amazon speak.
It's alright. I'm Lieutenant Amazil. You may know me if you. Well, I'm more popularly known for making a fan comic called January and the sequel False Idol. And I also make my own show, kind of like this, but not this much, but kind of similar to our flipping through videos.
Is it up or no?
You may actually remember me from flipping through, and probably a few of us others here. But I also do a show called Let's Read, which we read webcomics, which we'll probably be doing after this. Hopefully.
No. Right next.
It's back.
I saved the best. Yeah. Hi, I'm Psychomate. You know me for such hiatus writings as 13 Pre and Another Universe. I have a writing website called Mate's Corner. It is a Google site. And you might also know me from such series as Flipping Through and some of Amazon's Let's Reads. Yeah, I do some things online, but I'm just here to have fun.
Also, you're the waifu king.
The wife king? Yeah. My wife is me Gunner.
Why fucking?
Yeah.
He's known for excellent taste.
Yes.
A man of culture.
Yes.
And then there's Alex, our host.
Well, I guess I've never actually given a real good explanation of my character.
We'll make it short, man. No one really cares that much.
Just do the nostalgia critic intro.
I don't know. I've been a musician, an artist. I went to school for art. I just admire humor, and I really like hanging out with people. I do music. I've got a music thing out there, for when I take it seriously.
He's a good musician.
Now I need to try to fix whatever the fuck is going wrong with the goddamn stream. What is going wrong?
Well, the Discord looks okay
Everything's
right
fine
now.
now, I think.
The Discord looks okay, but OBS is
to-
having a problem.
Remember, you need to make the Discord window image full size so it pushes everyone to the side.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what
I'll
you're
get
trying to
onto
do?
that. I'll get onto that as soon as I address the other problem here.
Looks good, man.
Wait, what?
The only thing wrong with the stream right now is that our icons aren't on the side.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to fix.
Oh. Okay. I know how to fix that. Eventually. Oh, for crying out loud. Ma'am.
I don't like how YouTube turns my text emoticons into emojis.
And every time I do
Yes.
this, I lose my cursor. You ready?
Ready.
As
Yes.
ready as they'll ever be.
So I think that everybody should check out my latest song.
Celebrity. I'm the number 21,000th-ish most subscribed channel on YouTube. I've published all of one book that only reached number 7 on the New York Times list.
They won't spare you, Lindsay.
So we'll get into why in a
Yeah.
minute, but I'm neither going to go full Andrew Cuomo, pew pew, I'm being canceled by multiple credible allegations. You're never going to be president, Andy. Or full crying apology video, though those do seem to be good for business.
And I just ask that you press pause for a moment and even just for 10 seconds, just
I would
We've
laugh.
already done it like a bunch of times
We're
here.
doing it.
It's not necessary.
cover this in prayer because there is so much healing that needs to take place.
Some of the time. No, sir. I've decided to do the one thing Americans should never do and vote third party. It's been a long time since we've done a list, hasn't it? So, here we go. List.
What does
Part
that even
1.
mean?
Twitter is garbage. In the halcyon days of
I wonder why, Lindsay.
Justine
Wait, she
Sacco
just
was
figured
a
this
PR
out?
executive who traveled often for work, and not having many Twitter followers herself, often tweeted petty little nothings, which on the morning of
Alright, we
December
could probably
20th,
skip this part because this part has
she
been
was
talked about
boarding
so
a
many
flight
times.
at Heathrow for a
We
work
can
trip,
skip this part.
included this tweet: "Going to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding.
I don't
I'm
even know where
white."
to skip to. I didn't watch this.
I just realized what her necklace says.
Says the
Okay,
app
so-
for it.
Oh,
Influencer.
On its face, this is pretty
Oh
inexcusable.
yeah, it's supposed
It
to be
didn't
ironic,
take long for the
guys.
tweet to catch the eye of Sam Biddle, then an editor at Gawker
You think
Media,
she wears that
who
to
signal
places?
boosted it with a comment.
No, she probably
"And
just
now
bought
a
it for this
funny
video.
holiday joke from
Damn.
IAC's new PR
I was gonna
boss.
hope she had
The
Nigo.
flight
I
from
hope at
Heathrow to
least.
Cape Town
Why
was
is her
11
sense of
hours,
humor
and
so
in that 11
cringe?
hours, attention to this
She's
tweet
like a bread
spread
tuber, they're
like
not funny.
wildfire. Incredulity, horror, disgust,
Also,
and
she's a
Again, I
woman.
don't
quickly,
dislike her.
glee,
I'm
excitement.
kidding.
Sacco had less than 200 followers. and
Alright,
being
David, you gotta
on
go,
the
David.
internet,
Bye.
Didn't know that she
Oh,
was
boy, I've
Twitter's
been
villain
He's
canceled.
today,
Mexican.
nor that
This is
she
part
was
of
one
his
of the
culture,
top
you know?
trends
But he's a
worldwide.
man.
So
I
there
have
was
the
a
machismo
delicious
card.
irony
And he's white
to the fact
passing.
that this woman had been
Oh, no.
canceled and didn't even know it. People
What happened?
yeah, you guys were talking over the whole fucking video.
Sorry.
Why not?
It's just her retelling the story of how this lady got canceled by making a joke about her getting AIDS, and it's just overblown. Or it's bloated, the story.
I mean, didn't that tweet come out like years ago?
Yes. I don't know why she's using this as an example. Meanwhile, in the beginning of the video, she's trying to downplay this concept.
I don't know.
Why-
Why don't we listen and understand?
I've seen this.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
well, hey,
haven't.
well,
Sorry.
Some of us here actually haven't seen a sheep. So
Yeah, we haven't.
all of this, most of us are going in blind. So we need to sort of hear it before we
We
before
like
we
to,
start
you know,
analyzing.
draw our own conclusions.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's go.
But yeah, ladies jokes about getting AIDS.
AIDS.
People had her flight number, tracked it obsessively, were just thrilled with this idea that she was going to land, and realized she had been found out. The hashtag #HasJustineLandedYet also began to trend. Someone even went to the Cape Town airport when she landed, took a picture of her, and shared it with the rest of the world.
Well, fair enough, yeah.
A few months later, upon being asked why it appealed to him, Sam Biddle said of the incident, "The fact that she was a PR chief made it delicious. It's satisfying to be able to say, okay, let's make a racist tweet by a senior IAC employee count this time. And it did. I'd do it again." But while people, of course, gleefully obsessed over the tweet,
It
no one
was
seems
a
interested in
joke!
why she said it, or what she meant by it. No matter how you cut it, it's a bad look. It's a flagrant flaunting of privilege. So
Agreed.
it's funny that she got fired.
Not
and-
privilege.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
It's a
she had it
privilege
bad
that
for
you
a while.
don't get AIDS.
And like, I don't want to speculate on exactly how ruined her life was, but it would also be reasonable to assume that this is a joke about white privilege, right? That it was bad and insensitive and made light of a terrible affliction that still kills thousands of people every day.
Oh my god, is she getting
But
it?
she didn't mean it
Is she getting
literally.
it?
And at the time, everyone involved seemed to think that of course she deserved to have her life ruined over it, even if they understood it was a joke about white.
Okay. So, slight problem here. She actually used the terminology "have your life ruined over it."
Okay, so the point that she's trying to do right now is that she's trying to compare her situation with hers, and she will do it later on with she went to sleep after posting whatever, and then she
Mhm.
came back to the mob, and she's gonna compare that with this lady who came from the airplane.
Yeah, but how much shit is Lindsay going to get versus this? Yeah. All right.
Well, Lindsay's self-employed basically. She won't get fired. She has little to nothing to worry about. Like nobody's gonna fire her.
She can get fired.
But she doesn't work
Can be
with anyone.
deplatformed.
You're fired from your own job. Pack up.
Well, yeah, and that's what they try to do. They try to deplatform her. That's the difference here in this particular situation.
Oh, that's a really good.
Yeah,
skill of
except
her.
that she deplatformed herself on Twitter, so.
Well,
it's Twitter, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
y'all see that moth land on my mustache?
Yeah, I saw that. It was great.
Poggers.
Nah, this is great still for Lindsay. She looks very attractive in it. It's very nice.
White privilege.
All right,
Justine
say that.
Sacco's
You're only
family
saying
in
that
South
because she has
Africa
makeup
were
on.
African National Congress supporters, the party of Nelson Mandela. They were longtime activists for racial equality. So while I can't
Possibly.
read her original intent, perhaps she felt worldly enough and enough in the club and enough of an ally that she could comfortably make such a joke.
Oh boy, here we
and that
go.
it would
I
be
forgot about this part.
understood. White people do this a lot. And
White people bad, guys.
Yeah, just because you
She
think
just thought
you're
it
an
was
ally.
okay. She just thought it was okay.
You're saying you were not in that class.
This reminds me of the male feminist jokes that Stone Toss makes.
So,
No stone toss.
I like it. He's funny.
Face?
Yeah.
The most provocative person that I even somewhat pay attention to is Cat Turd.
Who?
Who?
Cat Turd on Twitter.
Cat Turd?
Yeah.
Cat turd.
Like
Man, what an unfortunate username.
Unfortunate. Compared to half the user Twitter names out there, it's like, come on, dude.
That stream Stan 100 50.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Don't forget the BLM. They
Oh, boy.
kept.
That doesn't even count though. That's like virtual signaling at that point.
Virtual virtue signaling. Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot say I am not guilty of this too. A year later, Sacco said
Oh,
to John
jeez.
Ronson,
Whoa! What was that?
Hey!
that it would be understood.
She's admitting she's white.
That she could comfortably make
She's
such a joke.
admitting her toxic whiteness.
She admits to thinking that she was above criticism because she was an ally.
All right, let me just try to catch this one again.
And that it would be understood. White people do this a lot. And I cannot say I am not guilty of this too. A year.
Okay, so biggest problem that I fucking have with this is that you're
She's self-hating white person.
You are attributing all of the faults of fucking humanity to some racial form. Like,
That's what white
because
guilt
they
is.
have power. Give me a fucking break. Are you kidding me? Really? No. Humanity is fucking flawed. We should understand this. This is how the world works. We are constantly trying to build better
Alex,
societies.
you don't understand. That's too nuanced. White people bad.
Yeah, dude. It just comes down to it's very, very easy to frame things in a racial, racist way, and it's kind of why white supremacists are typically pretty stupid people.
Yeah, they are.
I think there's a word for that. I think there's the letter P. Prejudice? Maybe even racist. I don't know.
Yeah.
Racist, bigoted, all these things that these people claim to not like. And yet they just don that fucking cloak and they're just, well, I'm justified in doing it. No, you aren't. You're still... Stop.
They like to create the insults and make them have
Lindsay.
as much searing pain as they can possibly put into. They'll put the entire suffering of the entire race into one word and then use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's not only this.
Baby, make it hurt so good.
I'm even imagining the way that, Lindsay's definitely not going to see this critique. She's not even going to bother watching any critiques of her. She's going to be like, it hurt me. It was evil because it's fun to be mean to people.
It would not be good optics for her to do it anyways, because I think a lot of her fans will see this power dynamic between us and her. If she makes some sort of call-out post against us, it would not be good for her.
It's amazing how much she's separated from the nature of reality.
The part that's funny is that she's so close to understanding the underlying problems of like cancel culture, but she says something that puts her foot in her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Which is?
What I just said about she goes back to the white guilt stuff and like how this is actually a race thing, white people bad. Actually, this word was originally a black term, and we just culturally appropriated it. And like I said, it's to virtual signal and to downplay it, so the mob calms down a bit. So she's providing these little tiny bits of like virtue signaling so they could like calm down. And yeah, okay, we could continue.
A year later, Sacco said to John Ronson, author of So You've Been Publicly Shamed, to me it was so insane of a comment for anyone to make.
Awful.
I thought there was no way that anyone could possibly think it was literal. Living in America puts us in a bit of a bubble when it comes to what is going on in the third world. I was making fun of that bubble, while also conceding I had no business commenting on the epidemic in such a politically incorrect manner on such a public platform. Biddle got caught up in his own shitstorm when he tweeted the following in 2014, and you'll never guess guess who was mad on the internet in 2014?
Watch the
Ultimately, Gamergate is reaffirming what we've known to be true
Oh
for
boy,
decades.
Gamergate,
Nerds
guys.
should be constantly shamed and degraded in
good.
this position.
Full
Then
circle.
adding, bring
Gamergate
back
time.
bullying. I was there, man. Bold of you to provoke them like that.
You
Well, you can guess what
are
happened. There was a
bullying, you
massive
dumb
campaign against
bitch!
him, some from obvious bad faith right-wing trolls.
Remember that
but some
time where
who
this girl got
seemed to
bullied
think
for
that he
choosing a
literally
hairstyle
was
in Animal
advocating
Crossing?
for a return to the 1950s.
I wonder if that had to do
where
anything with
dumping books
Gamergate,
of
guys.
dorky middle schoolers was de rigueur. Biddle publicly apologized to Sako on the anniversary of her, well, it wasn't called canceling yet, Twitter-wide dogpile, let's call it, writing, Twitter is a fast machine that almost begs for misunderstanding and
Gawker.
misconstrual. Deliberate misreading is its lubricant. The same flatness of affect that can make it such a weird and funny place also makes it a tricky and dangerous one. Jokes are complicated, context
You know,
is
it's
hard,
funny
rage
because
is
they
easy.
always
By
take
this point, they
leftists
had actually
always talk
become
about
friends.
like how
And comparing
cancel
their
culture
experiences,
isn't
he
real,
said,
but we have this
"Structurally,
Gawker
we had made the same sort of
article
joke.
that's basically
Here's
saying
what a
that
truly
cancel
horrible
culture
person,
is real.
A person whose attitudes were entirely opposite from
Right.
mine and those of the people who know me would say. You could argue that hers was worse.
Like I said, it's just
objectively real and
gaslighting.
malicious attitude that had resulted in systemic
No, it is,
historical oppression and mass death, but the impulse was the same, and so were the reactions. So even though there's a disconnect between the intended interpretation and the actual interpretation, there's also a disconnect between the severity of the crime and the gleeful savagery of the punishment. And this is not relegated to the early 2010s. It happens now more than ever. Twitter always has a villain of the day. Before me, it was Shrimp Bean Dad. I don't know. Something.
And before that, it was the girl in Animal Crossing. And before that, it was that one guy, James
To a certain
Damore.
extent, the villain of the day almost follows.
Wait, can you stop for a second?
How is she not the bully now? Because she's
Her
demeaning.
side is, but she's on the right side of history, so it's okay.
She's demeaning.
She's fighting the power.
Other people.
Can you press J for a second, Alex?
What the
I just noticed something.
J? Do you mean back?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. Look at that lighting. Okay. I just realized she has a pound of fucking makeup on her face.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about
Like,
earlier.
oh my
well,
God.
I'm not even worried about that. I like gothics
No,
and
it
gothics.
should be.
I mean, it's all cosmetic, but I'm like, geez, Lindsay, you don't have to do that. Come
No,
on.
I don't think
I,
that
I
she
do
does.
find it ironic how often feminists complain about beauty standards for women. Meanwhile, they dress themselves up like clowns.
Yep.
Ease up, lady. It's all right.
She's also
That's
a
a joke,
clown.
Lindsay. I don't actually hate you.
I think she's rather attractive, even if she is a little bit stout.
No, I do like. No, I'm not saying that she's ugly. I just noticed that.
No,
oh,
I know what you mean.
have
If
I
if
know
it
what you
wasn't
mean.
for her politics, I would like her because she likes nerdy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really like stuff from like the 90s, and I'm pretty sure that's what she's nostalgic about. But her politics are very off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got really
Anyway.
nice eyes.
I'm sure she's probably fun to have a drink with or something.
I bet
but
you.
Depends on the day, but
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
She's
I mean, she
freaking-
drinks a lot. What?
Sheep-
What else?
Sheep is starting
yeah.
to sound like me about Isaac with the
I'm
Adam
spoiling the
Sandler,
video, by the way. She drinks like a ton.
Whew.
Right, yeah. She didn't she like text some guy and was like asking if he was gay or bisexual, basically sexually harassing him or something like that.
Aren't alcoholics fun, guys?
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Well, you know a couple of them already, so
Yeah, they might be here listening.
Be a
No,
milkshake
no.
duck. I've been around too long to be a milkshake duck, right? To a certain extent, the villain of the day almost follows a script, especially now that we've all been losing.
Villain of the day? You mean pariah? You know, the thing that came before the word canceled?
excuse our friend. He is farting into the mic.
He's just letting it rip.
Beyblade.
the villain of the
I'm gonna
day.
drop out.
The villain of
Okay.
the day
Later, EC.
How much does the
Right,
villain of the
DAC.
day actually have to do with realistic moral intuition? How much does it actually relate to this ridiculous fucking perception of the world? And then you shove that in to let your moral intuitions just get the better of you.
Well, I think she's trying to criticize Twitter, but without realizing that it applies very much to her side.
Her side. Piranhas.
Losing our minds because we've all been inside for a year doing nothing but looking at our phones. Person says dumb thing, it gets some attention, person gets defensive, the defensiveness spurns outrage, people start coming out with receipts, the OP deletes their account. And Twitter is garbage because the user experience, UX as they call it in the industry, is designed to encourage this kind of behavior.
Hold on.
It's engaging,
So-
fast.
Yeah.
Go on, Alex.
No. One thing that I'm really glad to see within this editing, and I need to give kudos to Lindsay's editor, which is whenever there's a jump cut, there's some kind of zoom or something that makes it less abrasive than, say, who the fuck else does just a bunch of fucking jump cuts and it's annoying as fuck?
Chris? Oh, no.
A lot of like Let's Players.
Well, I don't know. They don't really do like the vlogging style of video.
No, or well, whoever the fucking does people. Let's give you the voice, we gave.
Yeah, I just need to
Oh
give,
yeah, those guys. Those
Those
are not even. I don't even call them Let's Players. They're like
I
like
wouldn't even consider. I was
bad,
thinking of,
awful babysitters.
I will say though, kudos to her editor because each of those jump cuts is her breathing. No,
Oh man, EC's not here. He would appreciate that.
dang it.
I bet you she's not doing that as much. But yeah, serious kudos to the editor. Because like when you change the dynamic of the jump cut to be something like a zoom, it is considerably less jarring than just
I think
see
you're really reaching for these compliments.
the exact same scene where it's just a jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, and it's fucking annoying. When you have a little bit of dynamic contrast with that, when it's a zoom, that's good. I'm digging her editor. Why the hell should I not give compliments where compliments are due?
Fast and emotional.
I think it's just a really far
and
reach for one. It's like a bare minimum, basically. It's like giving somebody a compliment for using the crosswalk.
It's not a Lindsay Ellis compliment, it's their editor's compliment.
I don't think it matters. Like I said, it's not about who. It's about how much effort that is. It's not really much. Anyways, let's go on with the video. We're derailing
And
on editing.
1.6 million views. I'm sure she paid someone to edit it.
Holy fuck. I didn't even realize
back.
that it had that many.
All right, welcome back, Amazon.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the editor. You could
Wait,
probably
you
look at
said
the
how long it
description.
takes to edit?
No, Alex is trying to compliment the editing of
The jump
her
cuts.
video, and I'm like, it's like you're really complimenting on the bare minimum anybody could do.
As far as the content of this entire video goes, yeah.
But it's low effort. She's basically just reading the script here, and there's no other editing. I would say, like Chris, there's no energy in it.
I mean, the graphs
Chris
are
Reagan, by
nice
the
and
way,
stuff,
not
like
Chris
the way that
in
they do
chat.
the scripts, but I'm pretty sure that's all a plugin. But yeah. Anyway,
easily forgotten. Communication through Twitter often happens through shorthand, micro-interactions that fit a limited number of predetermined narratives and scripts
She's
because
got
you're
it.
exposed to thousands of these per day, which is why we have these Twitter script phrases such as, wow, this blew up, friendly reminder, casual reminder, mask off. I don't know who needs to hear this. But
I like to
thank you
call
for
these
coming
people
to my TED
NPCs.
Talk.
Whoever
Should
talk
have
like
stayed in
this
the
should probably
drafts.
just off
Read
themselves
the
right now.
room. I'm trying to see
No.
something. I'll just
Disavow.
Here.
Disavow.
Asking for a friend.
Disavow.
Send tweet. The list goes on. And the way it
In
provokes
Minecraft.
rage and dog piles is baked into the way the very platform itself is designed. Twitter as a
What was that
company
last
has
thing?
a really big problem.
No, and
outside
more
of its
from
user
Black
base.
Twitter, I think.
Oh God, of course.
You can go back and we can see.
I'm not even this detail oriented.
Just
No,
leave this.
that's
And
all.
I'm highly
Asking for a
neurotic.
friend. Send tweet. The list goes on.
Pause.
And the way it provokes
Yeah, told you.
Oh, okay, she's going back to the whole white people steal from black people thing
Yeah.
again. I didn't even catch that.
It's a bottomless well, baby.
I
I
don't.
guess Lindsay's very woke.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing bad with wokeness. It's good.
rage and dog piles is
Just
baked into the way
consume
the
the
very platform itself
ideology.
is designed.
Let it
Twitter
ruin your
as a
life.
company has a really big problem where outside of its user base, its reputation is quite bad, and it hasn't really seen an increase in active users.
Also, I like this
And it's
idea
quite
of
bad inside
cultures
its user
mixing.
base too.
I like this idea that she's framing like these cultures mixing, like sharing terms is bad. Like, isn't the idea to normalize, other people in our society, to make them seem normal, to make them seem like they belong? Like, I don't understand like this very segregated idea of how culture should work. It's
Culture should
awful.
always be separated.
Yeah, no race mixing, guys. That's bad.
Wait, I think there was someone who would agree with that.
Yeah, Richard Spencer, maybe.
Yeah, it's really surprising to me exactly how much. The more that I hear these people talk, the more that they sound like Ku Klux Klan people that I've heard on like Jerry Springer. Like, why? How? But then
Because
again,
they think they're on the right side of history, which is like the same faulty idea that the, I guess, far right or the KKK have, that they're right.
To quote
it's
my
narcissism.
There was an old super chat that I made. One of the first
I'm
ones.
gonna take a piss.
Okay, yeah.
Go for it.
We're all taking the piss. No, but
we are.
All you need to do in order to the only way that you do it is essentially all you have to do is assume or believe that the person that you are against is greater than or equal to or less than human, and everything else that you do is just. If you believe that these guys are terrible, and these people are worse than us, they're either more powerful or they're less. Doesn't matter. But because they are different, because they pose a threat, we don't like them. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we co-opt their same things. It doesn't matter if we do the bad thing, because it's all in the service of stopping them. And thus, it doesn't matter.
It's rather childish because there is an element of, yes, you do want to avoid tyranny because nobody likes tyranny. And yet, it's just like, oh, maybe my tyranny will be better.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as tyranny. I'm going to call my tyranny freedom.
It can't be tyranny if I call it anti-tyranny. Got him. No.
I don't know
No.
if I really want to go down the one rabbit hole.
There.
Black Lives Mansion?
What? Buy large mansions.
So, one of the biggest problems that I have with Black Lives Matter is
justification for
the
violence
movement
and
is
reactionary.
it is not that the lives of the disenfranchised matter. It is only these lives matter.
Oh, yeah, we saw that with the Asian Lives Matter thing. They were getting very upset about, oh, you Asians, I saw on Twitter, you guys are co-opting our cause. Don't do that. Get your own cause.
Yeah, it's
It's
Stop
just very
Asian
strange.
Hate, okay? We made this label for you, so you don't have to. Come on now.
It's very strange to see these mental gymnastics be justified by the left.
It is, because they're supposed to be the highly intelligent, and yet they're acting exactly the same way that they claim that the conservatives are. They're just religiously bound. They're just they don't look at facts and logic.
It's very ironic how often and how overt they show their
Exactly.
own biases.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And it's just like, how dare you call us out on our hypocrisy? It's
Not only
your
that,
fault. It's not our fault for our hypocrisy. It's your fault for calling us out on it. Give me a fucking break.
no, it's also whataboutism according to them. Like, you're not supposed to call them out for it. And that's why I don't think it's wrong to point out hypocrisy when it comes to the left. I think it's important. I think that stuff like that helps people wake up, to show them how flawed their idea is, and show them that their worldview is very black and white and very narrow. The left has basically made this narrative where the world is out to get you, and they just fed it to black
Mhm.
people, and it's not healthy. You're just feeding them paranoia.
Where's that gonna go?
Uh,
Where's that gonna go?
a race war.
Exactly. Do we really want fucking Rwanda in America? Do we really want that? Well, I guess if people can make money off of it, they will do that. And this is the thing that frustrates the fucking most out of me, is that the people that tend to claim themselves as the most morally upright are the ones that are pushing for this shit. And they don't even realize that they're pushing for Rwanda.
Yeah. It's just so funny. Like, they complain about the far right. They want a race war, but who's giving them that leverage? The left. They're making all these ingredients, and they're putting it, and they're stirring the pot.
They're stirring the pot, but I also think there's something else in there. I think that there's something wrong within the people that would speak out against it. They're cowards. They're either cowards or they're Milo, right? Like, I think the perfect balance between the two is Jordan Peterson.
Well, they know if we question their narrative and point out their flaws, they lose their power, they lose their influence, because people will stop supporting them. And this is why they hate centrists, because they know that the centrists will point out these issues and say, hey, aren't you guys kind of pushing for a race war with this logic? If you guys kept this up, that's where it's going. And they don't want us to point that out. So they say that we want to compromise. What it really means is that you only kill half the black people, and that's not what centrism is about.
They fucking want the race war.
Yes, because they want their communist utopia. That's what accelerationism is.
Have you seen it? You're dead on right. It's just,
I'm sorry, I kind of was just paying attention to something else, and I noticed that we have gone far off the rails here. You have a video?
Yeah, we should continue.
It's still important. All right, let's get back onto the video.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of video.
years. When a site hits its peak in terms of total active accounts, there is still capitalist pressure to increase value
when
and
it's
profit.
Nope.
A shrinking
Communist.
pool of eyes plus a need to increase revenue equals a service that
Like I
needs to
said, all
squeeze
this is
more
to
blood from the
to
same
go
stones.
towards
So every
communism.
UX
It's
decision
what they
is geared
want.
towards
They want to
increasing
break
time
down
spent with
capitalism.
Yeah, how about shadow banning? Only you get to take advantage of capitalism. Okay.
We should also have like secret police. I think that's a good
yeah,
idea, right,
yeah.
guys?
Yeah, we need to have a crew. We need to recruit people into the YouTube sphere that will go ahead and do that, and we give them cookie points.
We should call it YouTube Heroes to make it sound safe.
Jeez.
That's why they've developed non-chronological timelines, tweets that get added to your feed by virtue of other people liking them, goddamn
Sure,
fucking
fine.
quote tweets, and so on. Twitter is
She's
designed quite
she's
literally
criticizing
to be
consumerism
They aren't getting
on
new
Twitter.
How dare Twitter be Twitter?
And she's not wrong. Like, the website wants you to stay on the website. They don't want you to go away.
That's how all websites are.
Yeah, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like, I don't know if she agrees with that or not, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that.
users, so they have to keep the ones who are there from logging off. Twitter wants you to post, and it wants you to boost, and it wants you to engage, so it will put as
You know what
few
also that?
barriers between the
YouTube.
user
And what platform are you
engagement
using right now,
action as
Lizzie?
possible. So
YouTube.
with all that in mind, it's no wonder that among the many pre-written shorthand Twitter scripts,
And I'm pretty sure, Lindsay, you're doing the same thing with your audience. You want your audience to click on your next video, right, Lindsay? It's almost like you're a capitalist, Lindsay. Are you sure you're a bread tuber?
Self-aware. Don't expect her to be self-aware. She's highly neurotic. She's only going to pay attention to the negatives, not the positives. There are no positives in her world. Oh, maybe there are.
Like I said, she's close. Every time she criticizes something, she's very close. But she puts her foot in her mouth without that self-awareness that she lacks completely.
She's just a couple steps behind Destiny right now. Like, she's starting to finally fucking get the nature of reality.
On Twitter, that the only goal is not to become the villain of the day. The unspoken understanding that it can be anyone if they're not careful.
It'll happen to you. No way, man. We're gonna keep on rocking forever. Forever.
The irony
forever,
here. The irony is very strong.
Forever.
Engagement is often driven by outrage, and so we have this combination of high emotionality with a desire to perform. Social media is designed to manipulate our
High emotionality. All right. Jonathan Haidt, take a shot.
Actually,
Like I said, she's so close. She's so close.
No, but there's an actually very good example or different way of phrasing this that she herself showed in earlier. It's that that fucking lady who she got canceled for making an AIDS joke. Like, they said that it's hard to fucking go through and find and understand, like, context and understanding is hard. Rage is easy. And that's the fucking point. We are drawn to our emotions, and one of the easiest fucking emotions you can make is anger. It's fucking easy as hell. It's been evidenced time and time again. That's how you get the engagement. That's how you get the views. That's how you get the fucking clicks.
So what the hell is right with us that we're able to see through this? That's what I'd really like to know. What was that?
Cynicism. At least that's what I think. That's how I think.
Sure. I mean,
or recognizing the patterns outside of our bubble or whatever. Trying to make an effort to understand people.
I bet you she's running off of cynicism a lot as well, but maybe not.
There may be a purity aspect to it, and that
Of course there is. I don't think that's leading.
I think it's just the way people are. Some people are just meant to like it's patterns in your brain that make you like and hate things anyways. So a pattern in our brain might be a different pattern in her brain. She sees one thing and she says, "Oh, that's not good." And then we see one thing and it's like, "Oh, well, it's just the recognition that our brain processes. It's not really if there's any way this was defined socially. Well, yeah, you create the pattern in your head through your life experience, but I don't think it's any particular reason. It's just how the pattern goes in her head. She thinks of this and then there's her reaction. It's just what she would do. It's the same reason people have favorite colors.
We're talking about evolutionary psychology right now. Sorry,
Yes.
I was taking care of my
Yes.
bird.
I don't know.
Evolutionary psychology. I'm trying to say.
We got
I'm
monkey
trying to
brains.
say. Yeah.
We're ape people,
I'm
basically.
trying to say. It is monkey. The way people have these different ideas is monkey.
So the only way to counter it is to return to monkey.
I mean, hypothetically, it might make it worse.
I think
That's a
that
risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, of course you would.
It's rather interesting that we like almost
That's a joke.
everybody within this chat is really emphasizing so much of the negativity of what happens when you go down this route.
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong by pointing out negativity. I think
No, me neither.
I think that was a requirement for our brains to recognize dangers and harms. You know, we evolved from ape people. Our
Yep.
brains needed to recognize dangers and harms. But the problem is that these people are seeing harm and danger in everything, in words, in jokes, and in representation. And I think that's a huge problem.
Yes,
You see so much that you go blind.
It's
This
almost
is why they
coming
don't
back
laugh
to
at jokes,
Cain.
because they see it as harm.
It's coming back to Cain. It's just like the nature of reality is fucking cursed, and therefore I'm going to kill my brother.
Yes, I
This
think that's
this
correct.
is exactly what it is. It's like we are no longer
We're not rational as we
no
think.
longer sibling humans. You are enemies. What the fuck?
I think the story of Abel and Cain, I think it's meant to point out that we're not as rational as we think. We get emotional, we get irrational, we become violent. And I think that was a warning because, that action
There's
was
certainly that.
against God. I'm not religious, but I think that's what the moral of the story is. I'm like a complete atheist, and I think I could recognize the obvious, parable within Abel and Cain.
Sure.
And the problem is that wokeism has become their religion.
It has.
And it's almost become the opposite. And that's why you see Satanism trending on Twitter. And people...
Yeah, no, I saw a video recently where
It's bad.
they said something
They
like...
traded one cult for another, and they don't understand why.
I saw a video and I like this little phrase that they said that you can have a religion without a god, but you can't have a religion without a devil. I really love that.
Yeah.
That's
Sums it
pretty
up.
profound. Anyway, let's continue.
Jeez, that is intense.
Our desire for approval, and a part of that these days is the desire to perform allyship. White people in particular all want to be told they're one of the good ones.
No.
Which is why people like Justine Sacco gain such attention in the first place.
Like male feminists,
in a fundamentally
Lindsay?
unjust world, it's satisfying to take a cosseted bigot down a peg. So if we can only get one more wrong-headed, bigoted head on a pike,
You're so close.
You mean
So
like
close.
chasing a dragon?
Yep. Yep. Thanks. All right, Amazon. Thank you for hammer
Easiest
meeting
comparison.
nailhead.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
You said it better than I would have.
humiliate one more blackface steward or one more appropriative food blogger, we could heal this world.
Back to the fear that I
And
was talking
inevitably,
about.
it
You
was my
are the
turn.
fucking food blogger, Lindsay.
Fuck up on Twitter. On Friday, March 26th, 2021, I was Twitter's villain of the day. So, for those of you who haven't yet seen my offending tweet, let's have it. My Justine Sacco moment.
There
Are
we
you
go.
ready to see why mommy's canceled?
Right.
Also, watched Riot.
Don't ever
and
say
the Last
mommy.
Dragon, and people need to
Don't-
come up with a
mommy.
name for this genre that is based.
No. I don't like that. Look,
You
I
lost
know-
that privilege, Lindsay.
Look, I know you got the. I said it earlier that you got the mom bod, but come on, that was a joke. I make that joke mean spiritedly.
The only mom bod that she
You don't
has
say
is the mom bod from The Binding of Isaac.
What?
Oh, that's even worse.
She got the lipstick for it.
What I
Yeah,
what
it
I
explains why she's got the middle-aged fucking caked makeup.
I bet you she still looks fine without makeup.
I know, and that's why I joke about it. That's why I'm picking on her for
I seen
it.
her mugshot without the makeup. But that one time she tried to assault a policeman.
Right.
Oh yeah.
She
Oh,
looked
that's
so
fucked up.
disheveled in that photo.
So funny.
I just don't. She's not.
She looked like a drug addict in that photo. I'm sorry,
She's-
Lindsay.
She's
Are
not
you-
able to put the pieces together.
I am. I don't
She's
like
just
bullying people.
not. I don't understand.
Even if it's funny, I don't like it.
She's.
Even if it's funny.
I don't get it. She's an intelligent person. I don't know why she can't put the pieces. I've watched her
She
movie
is.
reviews.
She was.
I've
She
watched her
was.
movie reviews
Was.
for like
Politically
2 years.
possessed.
Was.
Jordan Peterson has talked about this. These people are politically possessed. They
Right.
can't
Yeah,
see
she
anything
is
aside from
possessed.
politics. That's why everything is political to these people. It's dangerous. Ironically.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Avatar: The Last Airbender reduxes. It's like half of all YA fantasy published in the last few years, anyway. That's it. That's the tweet.
Yeah, she didn't even say the N-word. Come on.
How is it
Come on,
that
Twitter,
she
do
has?
better.
How is it that she has that pop screen on there and that pop still came out?
They probably came from the
I
front.
didn't hear it.
Half of all YA
Yeah.
fantasy published in the last few years, anyway. That's it. That's the tweet.
Oh yeah, I hear it.
The
Oh,
Like
look at
blows into her
it's,
mic.
it's not in front of her mic. It's covering the bottom half of her mic.
This is
I-
why
no,
you want
I
to get a
think the problem-
wraparound.
Problem is, okay, she's very dumb. You're supposed to keep the distance of the pop filter farther from the mic. If it's too close, you're just sending the vibrations directly into the mic, which is
Yeah.
defeating the point of it.
What was that
How
about
many
her
years
being
have you been
All
doing
right,
this?
Not
well,
only
Lindsay?
that,
How
the
many
mic
years?
needs to be higher. The mic needs to be like around where your forehead is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
The mic
Forehead?
Like
You're like
this?
forehead.
It's supposed to be like fairly high. Yeah, the mic placement. Otherwise, you're just breathing and blowing into the mic if it's too low. Look how low it is.
My mic is directly
Not
in
your
front of my
mic,
face.
not your mic, not your mic, her mic.
She has a pop filter. She could put it right in front and she'd be fine. It's just it's not in front of the mic. Like, you see how the pop filter and the diaphragm screen is like on the same plane
Yeah.
compared to her mouth? Like, when she goes, "Puh," it just blows right past her filter
it's
and
still
hits the mic.
badly placed.
Yeah, it's really bad. But I mean,
How?
doesn't sound
What
too
do
bad.
we know? It's
I
not.
find it funny because like Alex is just
Also-
complimenting her on the editing, and meanwhile we got like the
Not
loudest pop.
her editing. She hires an editor.
Yeah.
You know what I
Probably
mean?
a
It's still
man.
her video. Even though there's an editor who made the video, it's still her video. That's what
Also,
I'm trying to
Just-
say here.
keep
I'm
in mind.
bewildered because she's been a fucking making YouTube videos for how goddamn long, and she doesn't notice that. She doesn't catch that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the candle. It's starting to pull.
Oh yeah.
I hate that fucking neon lamp, dude. Like, who decorates their house with neon?
Yeah, I know.
Gamers, come on. We have like
Fuck
our
your
RGB
retinas.
colors.
This is why we all have glasses.
We need
PewDiePie
RGB
did
lights. Does this count as cultural appropriation from gamers?
it.
We truly are the most oppressed class.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Typical gamer girl.
So I imagine some of you are very confused. Part 2, valid criticism.
Okay. That's
Is that-
condescending as fuck.
Is that
So I
content?
imagine many of you are very
Oh
confused.
my god, I think you're
Hey,
right.
hey, guess what? Guess what? People might actually be confused because you are not making a fucking valid point. Okay?
Well, she'll make her case. We'll get to it.
So from what I can tell, the whole thing originated when some Southeast Asian artists and animators
This is the only good part of
read
the video.
tweet as being dismissive and reductive and implying all Asian-inspired things are the same genre. And to me, it was made even more frustrating by the fact that several of the people who started this hadn't even seen the movie. In fact, most people who were getting involved with this conversation hadn't even seen the
Wait,
Dragon
really?
movie. Looks like no one saw the Dragon movie. But here's the thing,
Right.
I kind of had my
Yeah,
own
'cause it's
has
garbage.
just seen landed yet experience by
Fall-
popping
I'm
up
about
a
to
tweet,
watch
Fallen
that
Titan.
reading a few responses who understood what I was getting at, going to bed, and it blew up while I was asleep. Hashtag has Lindsay woken up yet? And because by the time I woke up, I'd already gotten a few, like, oh my god, are you okay? Messages from friends before
Lindsay
I even
killed
opened Twitter.
herself.
By the time I looked at the
Cuenta
timeline, I saw very little that I would consider valid criticism.
She's so close. She's so close.
No, she gets closer. She gets closer, but she goes back to that white guilt and white shaming that she goes on. You'll see, like in a few seconds.
So I feel like I need to establish that this whole thing stopped being about valid criticism very, very quickly. And I'll talk about that later in the video. But by the time I woke up, it had already blown way past this is a careless display of white privilege to this sort of thing is a contributing factor to the mass murder of Asian
Okay, we need to
women that
pause.
just happened.
We need to pause here. Doesn't this sound familiar, Lindsay? Haven't we've been told this about jokes? Lindsay? Haven't we heard this about media? Isn't this what Gamergate was about? Isn't this the reason why people hate Anita Sarkeesian? Man, Lindsay, I didn't know you were anti-Gamergate. I don't think that's very progressive of you. I think we should cancel you for other reasons. I think for hating women. No, but aren't I like not wrong? Like, didn't Anita Sarkeesian like frame like her criticism as like a threat against women or against women? And didn't that one lady Zarni Joshi or something like that? Zarna Joshi? That lady that got offended by the humongous joke? Didn't she make a PSA video about how jokes like this is what gets women killed? Didn't she make a video like that?
Sounds about right. Sounds pretty appropriate, but
Wasn't she complaining about male privilege in that video too? Lindsay, I think you're an anti-feminist. What's going on?
The one thing I wanted to point out is how very dismissive she is about, like, oh, and it turns out that a lot of these people who were criticizing me about my take on this movie didn't even watch that movie. Look at how hypocritical they are. I'm like, yeah, it's like, that really sucks. First time, Lindsay?
Yeah, like didn't they have a persona? Didn't people say this about traps? How the word traps gets trans people killed?
No, and like in every other fucking medium that this sort of that wokeism co-ops.
Yeah, like video games. You know, remember that persona lyric that ended up not being even true?
Yeah.
Aren't these people who say that words are violence, Lindsay? Whose group is that, Lindsay? She's so close. She understands these underlying problems.
Yeah, she is close.
But she doesn't understand how much that applies to her and her group.
Well,
and I feel like it's super dishonest in the beginning of the video that she downplays it. She downplays cancel culture. She downplays like, oh, this is the right wing thing. It was co-opted by right wingers. Therefore,
Somebody
it's
give
bad
her a
and
red
not
pill.
real. And we've been gaslit for so long of how this shit isn't real. Meanwhile, Lindsay here is showing us that this is real, and we were right.
Yeah,
It's deranged.
I think somebody else even predicted this. PSA Stitch predicted this, but with
So-
Riley Janice.
So let me tell you, everything that you were complaining about was wrong, but when it happens to me, I'm just going to give some justification for it, and I'm going to blame.
Exact argument.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to Riley Dennis, actually?
She's irrelevant because, I don't know, she's a bit of a joke.
I mean, of course, but, when has that stopped us from laughing at the lol cow?
Well, the thing is, the culture has changed, and anti-SJWs and anti-feminists have been like lambasted from YouTube because of these bread tubers.
Hmm.
They want their own turn. They want their turn at the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Also, I love your face, Stanton.
Well, one of the fun things that I find about, and
What do you like about my face?
Oh, sorry about that.
I do find this interesting about Amazon bringing up the Jesus take the wheel, and the way that shit pushed Carrie Underwood. So it's Jesus take the wheel, take it from my hands and give me a baseball bat so that I can smash the sides of this 4-wheel drive and slash the tires. And
I do.
Carve my
I did
name
like
into the
that
side.
song, though.
Like
This is a nice revenge song.
What's really going on there? Like, and yet, no. I mean, this should really be addressed. The pop culture, when Carrie Underwood was in that shit, was like forced to be like, you're a strong, powerful woman. Therefore, you should be like, I drove my key into the side of his 7-wheel 4-drive something. Whatever.
Pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, and it's like, Jesus, take the wheel after that. It's like, well, what is Jesus taking the wheel from? Is Jesus taking the wheel away from you, I don't know, destroying somebody else's property just because he fucking cheated on you? Maybe you should have had a better fucking, mentality to not date a fucking dickbag like that.
Alex, but you don't get it. The future is female. The women will rise. It's their turn.
It's toxic masculinity that is the problem. It is not your It's not your ability to vet. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. All right.
I feel like we're going into a different direction here.
Yeah, we are. The thing is like a downward spiral of nonsense.
It seems to me like all the kind of live streams that I like to pay attention to do that as well. Continuing.
You gotta have someone in the passenger's side to just pull that fucking e-brake. I'm gonna do that.
You need somebody in the passenger's side to pull the trigger.
Jesus.
So, this is what we call an overstatement of harm. It had gone from
What the fuck is an overstatement of harm?
microaggression from a C-list YouTuber to
What is an overstatement of harm? Is she actually agreeing?
Well, go back a few seconds. We'll re-listen.
Yeah. She's talking about her cancellation, that it was an oversensitive response to her non-offensive tweet.
An overstatement of harm. Because it seems like
she's referring to the people how people viewed her quote unquote harmful tweet.
way past
How
this is a
dare she
careless
downplay
display of
someone
white
else's
privilege
feelings.
to this sort of thing is a contributing factor to the mass murder of Asian women that just happened.
What the
That's the overstatement of sensitivity that she's talking about.
So, this is what we call an overstatement of harm.
This is
it
what
had
you're
gone
doing.
from possible insensitive microaggression from a C-list YouTuber to
You could have seen this
contributing to
coming,
hate
Lindsay.
crimes. And that
Is
Those
she
right wingers might have been right.
Is she completely unaware that she's actually contributing to this? Because I
don't
think
know.
she might be becoming self-aware that she is contributing to this.
I think she is, but she doesn't want to say anything because she's really far deep into that mob, and she knows if she said anything, she's the next target.
Also, I think what she just said was literally a fancy schmancy stupid fucking way of saying everyone just jumped to conclusions, which yes,
true.
Yes, Lindsay, that happens all the fucking time. Everyone, to everyone and especially on the internet. Yes. I thought as a woman you'd be well aware of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
sorry, that was the easy joke.
She's nowhere near the destructive levels of Martin Burger King. Yes, puts it.
Michael Eric Dyson.
Martin Burger King?
Michael
right.
Eric Dyson.
Okay.
I coined it.
Nowhere near that level of destruction. She's nowhere near that level of deception. Like she's actually figuring this shit out. She's still a bit blinded. And that's,
disheartening.
Fine.
Like I said, she's so close.
She is. That I keep saying that as well.
I want her to have her destiny arc. I want that.
Do you think
are you saying you want another Rittenhouse? Is that what you're saying?
Another Rittenhouse supporter?
Need another
Maybe. I mean,
Rittenhouse
I think we really need them.
Do you think that I have a theory, and it's as soon as she's able to resolve some form of many cognitive distortions and cognitive dissonance that she has going on right now, that her language might clear up, and she might not have so many pauses and
she may give her maybe she can fucking save money on an editor, not having to put them through so much work.
No.
I make fun of her breathing. She probably has like a breathing problem.
No, it's not a breathing
It's called being fat.
I'm taking a look at it. I'm taking a look at it psychologically. So when you're trying to address a crowd with something that you part of your subconscious disagrees with, you're going to have a lot of pauses and a lot of and you're going to try to make a lot of rhetorical
I did notice that a lot of those breathes, those sighs were like nervous.
Yeah, she probably has.
They are nervous.
Trying to say.
And that's also another factor in there. Once she's more confident with the nature of reality, where shit that her subconscious and her consciousness can align with and understand to be true, that she's not going to be doing that as much. I think that that's going to happen, and her editor is going to be much happier with her.
But here's the thing,
I don't know if that's the case.
I just wanted to say, though, that the problem with her believing in that, I think she did believe that. But the problem here is with what what she's talking about. She basically was bitten by her dog. And so she thought she did everything right. She believed on said the right race. Now she has to think and what was wrong? What did I do wrong? I thought I had all things.
How do I become a better ally?
Yeah, exactly.
I was given this label. I am this thing. Why? Wait, everybody else calls things by these labels. They are this thing. How come you're not treating me this way?
Yeah, that's why there was that self-deprecating joke when she said when she talked about white people think that or try to become allies in order to be safe from the
You're
mob
guilty of that.
to believe that they're doing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
and she
she
says
said
that. She
that
says
she was
that.
guilty of that, and that's that self-awareness. That's where like she's
But it's
thinking about trying what she can do to be better, to
I-
unlearn that white.
she thinks she's part of the club, but she had a little slip up. She wants to do better.
I am convinced. I'm convinced that the closer that she gets to the nature of reality, the less she's going to fuck up her language. Like with and
Well, I don't think that's relevant. I think
Yeah.
she's very close that her own people might turn on her if they really listen to what she's saying.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
anyway.
why I'm saying she's sneaking in these words to blame, other people, quote unquote.
yeah, passing
She's
blame.
passing the blame a lot.
Mhm. Anyway,
Didn't feel like anything I would consider valid. So it's, early in the morning, I just woke up and I responded
Goddamn,
with
this music is
frustration
awful.
because I was being ascribed an intentionality which was not
I like
there,
it.
which, well, if anyone who spent any time on Twitter can tell you,
It
getting
fits the
defensive
situation,
and
but
doubling
it's
down
too
is about the
loud.
last thing anyone should
Oh,
do.
right,
So
right.
that was
Lindsay, you're
interesting.
so close.
And I tried to give, some credence to the valid
Don't give in to the
criticism
mob,
by saying, like,
Lindsay.
if you squint, I can kind of see what you're saying, and
Oh,
God damn it! It was early. I would it was like
Give
you
in to
shouldn't
the
tweet
mob.
anybody. I mean, no, you shouldn't tweet at all. You shouldn't tweet. Nobody should tweet. So that very
this is
clearly
Lindsay,
the
raised
don't get it. Give
problem
it to the
my
mob.
of
even
having
more
Take
all
over
that
you.
that
social
I was
awareness.
not taking in to valid
Can't
critiques of
say-
POC
Oh, no.
when I am too busy being bowled down by mountains of hyperbole and this word racist over and over and over, which is bound to make anyone
Lindsay,
a little bit
who
defensive.
saw this
So when
coming,
all-
Lindsay? Who told you that word was going to be weaponized against people?
the people that you
deplatform them.
hated told you this would happen to you.
I think there's another word there too. Nazis. Didn't you call your haters or detractors, or people who were laughing at the movie boss stuff? Don't you call them diet Nazis later on in this video?
Yeah.
Lindsay, you are these people. You are this mob.
I
You feed them.
You are
Oh
the
my
mob.
God.
We
You
are
are the mob.
We are the people.
We are the cancelers.
Well, that's a really good psychological
Parody, yeah.
place to start off of, because where the hell else can you build off of improvement other than that?
Oh.
I'm not thinking with my dick because I know that she's married.
Alex, take off
is.
your
I know they brought that
fedora.
up.
Take off your fedora, you
Has that
fucking white
stopped
knight.
people before?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a Tribly, by the way.
What?
Trilby or Tribly?
Trilby is the hat.
Oh, is
I don't
it?
have a fedora.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, why not? Linkara has a fedora.
The last person you would want to be right next to Lindsay Ellis is Linkara. Okay.
Why not? Why not?
all these things are coming at you, it's impossible to genuinely consider actually valid critique in a timely fashion, because your defenses are at 100. And when I'm being accused by hundreds of people of contributing to anti-Asian American hate crimes by saying that the Disney thing reminded me of the Nickelodeon thing, it's honestly kind of stunning to me that any reasonable person would expect someone in my position to take in all of these hundreds of tweets, process them reasonably, and within minutes be like, yes, I see your point, reasonable ones,
Okay,
because
pause. We need a pause.
She's so close!
Yes, and I think the same logic or the same concept could be applied to people who support the riots. It's gonna come to them eventually. They're gonna realize that approving this reactionary sentiment is not gonna be healthy. You're creating these oversensitive people, and they don't realize that.
You know, I'm starting to... I might need to DM you about this.
Oh, no.
But I'm starting to think that No. It's a positive thing. The amount of just like fucking nature of reality that you're able to drop on people, just expose them to, just like, yeah, this is the way that shit actually is, and also I have proof behind it. People are gonna fucking hate you no matter where you go for that. Look at what happened to Christ.
He got crucified.
He was crucified, and they demanded that a
He
criminal
submitted to the mob. Maybe Bosch was right.
Yeah.
the mob demanded that a criminal was freed instead of him.
Yeah,
as well.
it's funny.
This
it is a good
a repeating pattern. It
man.
happens
I can't believe...
over and
Are you
over
saying that
and
Jesus
over.
got canceled?
Jesus got canceled.
I mean, he
Yeah.
did
But
basically.
Jesus is the ultimate canceled.
Yeah, he was
That's
a
the
pariah.
origin. That's the
That-
origin of cancel culture right there.
It,
Jesus.
it
Oh my
is.
God, yeah.
It is. Whether
To be
it's true or
fair-
not, it is.
What about Nebuchadnezzar?
I don't
Come
know
on,
who that
guys.
is.
Come on,
Oh,
guys.
You
Doesn't
mean
like
the
it.
ship from the
Yeah.
Matrix?
I was gonna,
No,
I was gonna
Jesus
say that
Christ.
joke.
Unlike you were casting a spell.
Don't know any
No,
words,
but-
Alex, please.
One of the things that I notice about anything that Sheep has been bringing up within this conversation is it has this intense bite of reality to it. And it's just like people are so saturated in this shared fantasy in one way or another.
It's because I know these people. I see these people. I go on Twitter and that's what I see.
Seen it.
It's not fun. It's why I don't like Twitter. It's all
I fucking
reactionary.
hate Twitter.
But I need it. You don't understand.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's the problem with Twitter. You can't just leave Twitter.
yeah, because everyone's fucking on there. If you
I
want
can
everybody's
leave
on
Twitter.
there.
I can leave
promote
Twitter
yourself
right
and
now.
do some shit.
You dare me
Like-
to? I will fucking leave Twitter right now.
Yeah,
You
we
can
know,
if you
yeah,
want.
no.
Of course.
I mean,
But the problem
we have
is,
your
like, if
friends
you want
here.
growth or stuff,
Do it.
Yeah, if you want to become like a public figure, like I want to get
Right.
known for my game design stuff and my art, I
Yeah.
need Twitter because nobody else uses any other platform.
yeah.
Right.
And this is what I agree with Lindsay here. That is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That there's no other website better than Twitter. But Twitter has all these problems, but we still use it. And it's almost designed that way.
It's almost like capitalism.
Yeah.
And monopoly. Ho, ho.
And that's what she talks about. She talks about, oh, it has to do with capitalism, and she's right. But she doesn't understand that's important. She's doing that right now with her YouTube channel. She broke off from Channel Awesome. She's her own thing now. She needs to bring in those viewers.
Ew. She was on Channel Awesome.
Did you
Yeah.
not? What?
Do you not know who Lindsay Ellis is?
I only
my
know
God.
her from her own movie reviews.
My
Well,
God, how many?
Who did the movie
like,
reviews
yeah,
first?
where do you think
Channel
those
Where do you
Awesome.
think they
listed
all
on?
came from Channel Awesome?
Doug
Yeah.
Walker can just.
I
go.
don't hate Doug Walker. It's a
No,
big
'cause
hustle.
Doug
It's a big
Walker
hustle.
No, it is Doug Walker, and he can.
How can you hate Doug Walker but you like Lindsay Ellis? They're the same person.
No,
The same
No,
person. You never
they're
seen them in
not.
the same room.
they
that's
are
true.
not. They are
Doug-
not the same person.
Dog is bad, like I don't know, like Neil Breen or you know, Tommy Wiseau, but Lindsay's bad, like I don't know,
Thank you,
Alexandria
David.
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes, politically.
Thank you,
Yeah.
David.
No, but I
Oh,
still
but-
think
yeah,
it's comparable.
Right, that's my point. That like
They're both train wrecks.
Yeah, but one's hurting society and the other is just making cringe content.
Yeah, and actually embraces the criticism and the memes.
Mhm.
He never addressed the wall stuff. He just like he just let us have fun. He didn't complain about it. He didn't make an apology video. I'm sorry guys that I made the wall review. No. He didn't do that. He's like, okay, next to the next video. That's his hustle. And I respect that. I respect that more than this that we're watching right now.
Yeah.
What I don't
I mean,
understand.
it's all to each each person's rather taste. It's not really something worth debating over.
What I don't understand about Doug's content is he manages to somehow reach a level of peak cringe with his stupid, like, his little skits in his commentary. And he's emphasized these stupid fucking skits, which are so bad.
It
And
depends.
it's not even intentional cringe. Like, it's almost as if he's like serious about it. It's so bad.
It's just a lack of self-awareness, but
I don't know. I think he's very much aware.
He
plays into that joke.
Oh.
It almost
now.
comes across as if
Yeah,
it's
maybe now.
self-aware, but it's just like you see a piece of rotten meat on the side of the road, and you just see, oh yeah, that's a piece of rotten meat,
and you eat it. That's Doug would do.
Well,
and that's funny,
I
and
have
that's entertaining.
I have eaten it. I have consumed Doug's content.
Dog.
Okay,
Why do you
let's
gotta
move
say it
on.
like that? Just say I watched his videos.
You know who I like a lot better than that? Angry Video Game Nerd. That dude seems like a solid fucking guy.
I've not
Of
watched.
course. Yeah, that's the mainstream.
And it's
stance.
not
But you're-
just because he
but
grew
you
up
were
in, like-
saying- But you were saying that Lindsay Lindsay was less I don't know, less bad, and we were saying here like
she is less bad than him.
No, I don't agree. But whatever, let's just move on.
Well, yeah, we got a video. It's
She's not doing green screen of her with guns.
No, she's just
Maybe-
driving a wedge between men and women and white people and black people.
I'd pay to see a gun.
You'd pay to what? Sorry.
You said there was no guns. I'd pay to see a gun on this video.
It'd be on the
Out from
sneak.
the people saying I'm responsible for hate crimes. Now, before we go forward,
Welcome
it must
to
be
the
acknowledged
fucking
being
club,
any
bitch!
person of color in the United States right now is just to be constantly worn down in a million tiny ways every day, all the time, by a society that is low-key shitty. High-key shitty. It's shitty. These critiques don't come from nothing, and there are issues both in the film industry and the culture at large that is making people hyper-vigilant. I'm not going to follow that with a however. I just want to lay that groundwork and acknowledge that. Part 3. White nonsense. I know that's not
Oh, here we go.
C way of saying that, but I have many.
Let's get racial, guys.
I'm allowed to say that. So
Okay,
in the
okay,
case
let's
of
pause,
this
let's pause,
tweet,
okay.
I went to bed, morning on the East
Alex
Coast.
is
I think Alex left.
Okay. So she's talking about white nonsense. Is it that? I don't know who uses that word. Do white people use that word? I don't think so.
Well, what racist white people do, I suppose. Self-hating white people.
Yeah. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe. But Lindsay, is it possible that I could trace this word back to, I don't know, Black Twitter? Can you say that word?
I don't know. Maybe.
Look, we're using it for against the white people, so it's okay. All right.
Oh, so she's trying to be an ally.
We're using
right?
it for its intended purpose. All right.
Okay.
Oh, she's not trying to whitewash it, quote unquote. Yeah, but I do find it funny. Like she's trying to pander to these same people who to speak the same way that she does. She's giving them ammunition. She's the reason why they exist. She is feeding this mob.
Nobody heard that. I gotta take a pass.
Sorry.
They did now.
It's either we just watch the video while he's doing that and make no commentary till he comes back, or we just watch the screen of her blinking her eyes.
Yeah, the problem is like with this video, there's so much to dissect. There's so much to really point out, like with inconsistencies that she brings up. It's very sad to see her be very close and make these arguments that we've been making for so long, but not realize that we were the ones, these quote unquote diet Nazis were the ones that were pointing this out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, jumping your language to be meaning that you are facilitating a hate crime. Yeah. Traps are gay, by the way.
Just
I do
by
find
the
it funny that
way.
this video is called "Mask Off." I think it's quite literal.
If it was
Right.
really mask off, she would look a lot uglier.
Oh, come on. Did it really count though? It's
The
makeup.
way mascara off. Get it
Yeah,
right.
mascara off.
Ooh, that was a strong man.
I can see his light glow, but he's not here.
Also, sorry, like sometimes I go AFK, so like I miss bits and pieces. Like
Alright.
normally when we do voice calls, I guess I have myself muted and I just go AFK. So yeah, similar
Okay.
things happening.
Pay attention to the Snoop candle.
It's
And,
still
you know,
same. No, go on. Go on.
Oh, it's been going down.
There was some
Yeah.
discourse by people who, had some valid upset, and
By people?
the nations all lived together in harmony until the whites
Yeah, what the
attacked.
fuck does she
Until
mean
the
by
Wookiees
Because a common
attacked.
refrain of these valid criticisms were that I was ignoring POC voices and talking over POC.
Who do these people belong to?
What?
I don't know what Alex said. He just squealed.
What
But
do
yeah,
you, what exactly do you mean by POC? Because apparently in this day and age, whenever you have
Non-white.
people of color who disagree with wokeness, they
No,
are
no, she
considered white. So
Yes, that is funny. She brings that up.
okay.
voices.
Like I said, she's so
But
close.
the vast majority of the avalanche
Good.
of angry I was
Good.
getting was from white people. Not all.
White people bad.
But
Good.
definitely, at least in terms of the extremely
Hashtag not all?
hyperbolic ones,
Hold up.
Close.
this is the majority. White
God
people,
damn it.
White people bad.
come here.
She didn't say white people
We
bad.
need to have a chat. I think maybe we need
No,
to admit that those
that
of
was
us on the
cringe.
other side of the fence, as it were,
That's so
are feeling
condescending.
kind of
Imagine
under
somebody
pressure
talking
these
to you
days.
like this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like that's
As
how like
if-
a teacher talks to like a preschooler, like telling that child, "Oh, you're getting a timeout. Come here, you're getting a timeout."
Isn't this one of the reasons why people like really distance themselves from Christianity is because pastors
Yes.
or preachers were constantly condescending to them, never
Yes,
gave them
very
full
preachy.
answers. They were just like, no, let me tell you how it is. Okay, come here, kids. We're gonna tell you how it really is.
It's why
Hey, kids,
rebellion
let's
was
rap
so
for a
popular in the 60s and 70s. It was the rise of stoners and punks. It was the counterculture. But these people, these same people who talk about, "Oh, we're punk," they become the mainstream culture.
Oi.
That reminds me of that one fucking post of like, where someone said that you can't be punk if you are racist or transphobic.
Yes, I saw that on Twitter. It was
Because
so funny.
yeah, because it's all about being inclusive. And someone's like, no, punk is about being whatever the fuck you want.
It's not
And
about
saying-
listening to others.
Yeah.
It's not about
No,
giving
it's-
into the mob or the culture. It's about being your own being and choosing your direction. That's like the appeal of punk culture. It's the appeal of MGTOW. Imagine if
Yeah, I
MGTOW
was gonna
became
say.
woke.
Such.
I was
It's why
gonna say, are
MGTOW's
you saying
popular.
MGTOW is punk? Oh my
It
god.
is. It is.
Oh my god. This is the future that we've
For
created.
better or for worse, it is.
It's quite fascinating. And I mean, from where I'm coming from in my perspective, I really blame, I can't help but blame the self-esteem movement for doing this. It's like it came with good intentions, but it's just like, no. Everything that you are as you are is perfectly fine as it is. And it's almost an excuse against actually helping an individual in
Oh,
their place where they are.
Sorry to interrupt, but someone wants in and I want out. So can we do a
who's
little?
coming in?
Oh, what's the word? What's that? Like sport called where you
Tag
get a
in and
thing
tag
and
out.
Tag.
What?
But the problem is, I'm going to be incredibly sad that David is leaving.
Yeah.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it?
It is my problem.
I'm kidding.
No more
But
Davo.
my dogs, they need their walk.
Alright.
Typical. Yeah.
Oh, all right. But zombie wants in, a woman,
Hey,
an
that'd be
actual woman.
neat. Hey, yeah, that's really nice.
What?
Yeah. So.
Oh.
So people, thank you for watching me and others. So see ya.
Oh, you're leaving.
Bye.
Okay.
Later, David.
Bye, David. Have a good one.
Later, bud.
See you later. Oh. Mm.
What a piece of shit David
Damn.
is for leaving.
Yeah, man, can you imagine?
No,
He's
no,
gonna end up
no.
watching, he's gonna watch this. Oh my god, how dare he?
Yeah, you go back.
No,
Oh, I left off around here. I want to see what happens next. And the first thing he hears is just him everybody insulting him.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I love
I can't
David
believe
to
he's such an
bits.
artist.
Hey,
David
be real.
Oh, hi,
If he doesn't assume that we'll be making fun of him, like that's on him.
David
he,
is.
He knows how it is.
Oh, Zombie, you need push to talk. You have push to talk on. It ain't working. You gotta assign the button. Wait, no, you already probably did assign the button.
Hey, I'm not the only boomer in this stream. Woohoo!
There's a button. You gotta push the button.
But if I could please say, David is one of my favorite people on this planet right now. Thank you.
Nice.
Right now.
Golly,
That's
I
supposed to
just
mean.
wanted to say that.
Sounds like a threat. Like you're gonna put him down, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna have my new favorite person.
You're on a you're on browser. Okay, well, first of all, you're going to have to assign a button. Then you're going to have to be tabbed into that window whenever you want to use push to talk. Because if you use it out, sorry if I'm interrupting you. Am I allowed?
Psycho.
You could always use the chat.
Is it possible that you could leave that to DM?
Sorry. I just like being helpful.
I know.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's just
I love you to bits too.
Oh.
She left. Oh right. Oh, to the man.
All right, come on.
Hey, we got it. You found our replacement.
A replacement woman.
I've got yes. I identify as a black woman.
All right. Actually, introduce
No
yourself.
one invited you. What are you talking about?
My name is Nathan Margolis. I run the Clips channel for the Sitch and Adam show.
All right.
Move
let's go
forward.
on.
Move forward.
Yeah, because we're like stalling.
Horrified by the racial injustice of the world, especially in the US, we feel
Define racial injustice.
the need to perform action,
Not allowing
but
riots, I
aren't really
guess.
presented with very many opportunities to do so. My friend and PBS co-host Princess Weeks remarked during another
PBS.
stupider
Hold on.
Twitter thing that happened.
Hold on. Wasn't she downplaying of how influential and popular she was? Wasn't she downplaying like her accomplishment?
But she's not a celebrity, guys.
She worked for PBS.
My brand.
That's like a big deal, dude. That's like mainstream
Actually,
television.
wasn't fucking. Didn't they mention that? Didn't Sitch mention that or someone? Like, PBS
I
is
don't know.
basically just pretty low. It's usually local shit now. So it's not actually not that big of a deal. But also,
I don't know. I
it
would
is-
consider it a big deal.
Well, I mean, some of PBS is pretty big stuff. Like I think 60 Minutes is PBS. Like Sesame Street is PBS. Like there's some
A little
big
quiet.
PBS stuff.
Anyway,
A few weeks prior about fan fiction ethics. Actually, it's about ethics and fan fiction.
Oh my god, move your pop screen
It
away
deeply
from your
amuses me
fucking
when people
mic.
treat shipping, pro and anti, with so much political importance when they literally apply that to nothing else, and to remove all nuance and context, to share fake quotes and facts, to perpetuate harm in order to own people over
This
the
is a
right for two white people
groundbreaking-
to kiss. When you marginalize really queer BIPOC and marginalize people, for what? In other words, often white progressives cite black voices
Oh,
when
here we
in
go.
service of your,
Mm-hmm.
well, in this case, ship.
Who made? Oh my god.
Please.
And where did these
Please.
people come from, Lindsay? Do they come from Twitter or do they come from Tumblr? I mean, it's really hard to tell them apart nowadays.
Well, Twitter
Well-
is pretty much just Tumblr catching up.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it was a mistake showing Newgrounds to Twitter.
It was a mistake fucking putting those restrictions and turning Tumblr over to Yahoo, who did absolutely nothing with the platform. Because if they had just kept the fucking it was essentially not Paradox, fucking Pandora's box. And all you had to do was just keep that shit sealed. Just keep all that bad shit inside there and it won't get out. But no, fuck it out. And now it's open and everyone has it now. It's all the badness in the world. It's all free
in
the
that
world.
case, you should blame Apple for the woke shit.
Well, here's the thing. Even though it originated from Tumblr, I think it was already infecting Twitter before the whole thing nonsense happened.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm being facetious.
I know. But I always hear people cite, oh, the what are they called? When they started like taking down a whole bunch of posts on Tumblr, the whole migration thing. The woke stuff has been a problem even before that. And I would even argue it was still mainstream regardless.
Yeah, the Tumblr thing
Where-
happened like January of 2018 or something like that.
Yeah, and that was
No,
way
December of 2018.
Yeah, and that
So,
was way
like-
after all this stuff happened. This was like way after Gamergate, if you want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty late in the woke explosion.
Yeah, maybe even started the peak even.
I would really like to eventually have some kind of discussion about the emergence of wokeness and where it came from.
The French, if you really want to go far back, go to
God
the French.
damn it, sheep.
I am not kidding. No, that's not a joke. It's definitely where
No,
a lot of feminist theory has come from.
There's a man who's notorious on Twitter. who
No,
might
it's
have
because
some
I know you're
information.
right. The fucking French philosophers. What? Oh god.
I can't blame them entirely. I really feel like a lot of progressives and leftists have misunderstood their philosophy.
Cabrón.
Yeah, they go mute. When
Okay.
you get yelled at in Spanish, you listen.
So my thing is, I don't understand what this has to do with white.
Oh,
Maybe-
it's just
maybe
part of her
this-
narrative
Yeah, this-
that she's
this
been
is-
fabricating since the beginning of the video.
This is a really interesting thing to me is that there's an attribution to a racial fuck. I don't know the right word. It's attributed to race rather than actually understood as a human characteristic.
I think the word you're looking for is racializing.
Yes.
Yeah, it is racialized. Isn't this what we were supposed to be going away from?
Yeah, but you don't understand.
But
Color
I
blindness
might,
is bad.
I
Color-
don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. I'm going to tell you exactly how the nature of reality is. I'm going to tell you exactly how whiteness is bad.
He's gone insane. Give him a Trankadart.
All right.
No, I mean, these people have really gone mad. with this shit.
Yeah, it was Hannibal or. Oh my god.
Well,
this is so
perfect.
stupid. You're interested in black voices when it's in the service of poning another white person or white
Yes.
creator whomst you disagree with, but show little interest for issues
Yeah,
of
it's almost like
advocacy
white
that
people are the
actually
target,
concern black
Lindsay.
voices in their community, independent of said ponage.
She's so
only
close.
to immediately be told you're not a real queer little girl, you privileged little twat by a white lady about
She's
15 minutes
so
earlier.
close.
To be
So
clear,
close.
this discussion was about fan fiction.
Hold
This
on.
was about pretend people.
Pause.
I want to see what they're tweeting. She's glossing over it, but I
Yeah,
want to
she
know what
is.
her supposed evidence for this is.
Also, are those profile pics real? They look like stock
It's
images.
all anime and profile pictures and stock
No,
images.
not that,
'cause
but
this
like-
is fandom shit, and I don't understand why you are required to take any sort of political stances about race relations in order to have an opinion on a fucking ship.
You gotta see racism and everything. That's what woke is being about.
I don't want to live in this culture anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing with, well, you know, it is actually pretty relevant to with race and shipping, because if you don't like, you know, people of color in your ships, then you're racist. And if you do and you want them, then you're fetishizing color.
Yeah.
See, this
It's
is one
fun.
of those.
I could set up
catch-22 racism. That's
Yep.
what I like to call it.
Well, it's I don't even know how much race has anything to do with this shit. Because
It does.
it seems to be
If we're
more
talking
of a
about
cultural.
politics.
Politically, yes. But okay. So say I'm going to set up a cruise liner. And I'm going to hire whomever in order to maintain this cruise liner. I am absolutely, hands down, going to hire fucking blacks from Africa. More
I don't
than,
think they're
than
talking about ships, like actual ships. I think we're talking about like.
I know, but still, like, this is going to
getting a
tie
little
in.
bit weird.
It's going to tie in. Like, I've known African immigrants, people directly from fucking Africa, who say, I fucking hate black people in America. They are shitheads. I hate them, and I cannot stand that white people are going to view me the same way that they view them.
I've actually heard that before, but I think Japanese complain about foreigners. They don't like foreigners at all because the Yanks, they would say, are very rowdy, and I think that's true. I think Logan Paul, the perfect example of that.
Where's race within my argument? Africans.
It depends if you're looking for the dog whistle.
African immigrants coming in and saying, I don't like black Americans.
Well,
are they
obviously,
racist? Are they racist?
I mean,
well, obviously they're Uncle Toms.
Yeah, but half, because they're still generalizing an entire race of people.
Yeah, I would say that that's definitely racist.
I hate to say it, but I gotta go with Spoon. I gotta go with Spoon and Thomas Sowell.
I would argue it's not a debate worth having. I think.
Look,
I
if
think
you're
we focus
making
too
a
much.
generalization about a group of people or denoting certain attributes to a group of people based on their skin color, that's racist. It's very simple. And
but I
your
would argue
African
that
friends are making generalizations about
African
it depends on
Americans.
how you say it. If you say that it's
nothing
black people, then it's racist. If you say it's black people in America, then it's
Half.
more like a xenophobic or a half racist.
In my opinion, I feel like
Black Lives Matter is xenophobic then.
maybe.
Yeah.
They don't like the Jews, apparently.
Not only
And they
that,
hate
but
Israel.
All right, I think we're getting off track
Yeah,
again.
we are. This is
We're
about
moving
shipping.
too far.
this is
Let's
this is the point. We're supposed to get off track.
No, I don't think people like it when people
Yeah.
go off track.
Well,
would
we can
like
go
to
like
see
a
what the
few-
tweet
we can
is
only-
behind
It's
this
fine if
tweet.
it's funny. It's fine if it's funny, but
Yeah, and also it's like it meant okay. It's fine if we're like weebling wobbling on the tracks. Okay. So imagine that you're making a turn, all right, and we're an 8-wheeler.
Now we're off
and
topic
we're-
about being
So-
off topic.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
we should
got
get to
to
the
go
point.
past a
Somebody
certain
just
angle.
back it up,
You
just
flip.
enough for me to see the tweet behind this
Yeah.
tweet.
Back it
Once
up.
we go past a certain angle,
So-
we're flipping.
So who the fuck is this white ass, probably well off white person to say, considering
Oh
the
boy,
harassment
Doesn't matter.
towards a
Doesn't
Go with
matter
BIPOC,
who
the
they
generalizations. Yeah, at
folks,
least not
and it's-
racially.
Can I,
At least
can
not
I
racially.
please see the
And
tweet
it's really
behind this
distasteful.
Yeah, go back,
for-
Alex. Alex, go back.
Considering that point,
No, behind. So there's a tweet behind this one, and I can't read it because the tweet in front is covering it up.
Ponage.
Yeah.
Only to immediately be told.
Okay, pause. Here we go.
Okay, so you are calling me a black queer woman in a fandom, a privileged twat playing the victim for talking about my experience because of your conflict with
Jesus
other
Christ,
white
fucking
creators.
experience.
Got it. What?
This is fun. This is just the
Okay.
Oppression Olympics.
Yeah, keep going. What's the
What-
next
Yeah,
part?
what is this? This is children.
You're not a real queer little girl, you privileged little twat by a white lady
Alright,
about
pause it.
15 minutes late.
Considering the harassment towards BIPOC folks, and it's really distasteful to write off an entire community you don't understand.
Can I say that BIPOC is an awful
Okay,
term?
okay.
These
Can-
people with huge follower accounts keep
Is-
playing their goddamn victim card.
Is it
And they're just privileged.
is it at least apparent at this point that the most racist white people are the fucking leftists?
I wouldn't go that far. I would say they're racist in a
Look
different way.
at that fucking tweet.
The problem is, in my opinion,
I know
that this is
better about
normalized.
BIPOC than you do. I know better than you do.
Like I said, this is just normalized by these same people.
Jesus
And
fuck.
I mean, look, the racists on the right want to kick all black people out of this country, or put them
Most
in
of them,
camps,
at least.
depending on
No,
which one you,
what the
which
fuck?
ones you asked.
What?
So I
How?
would say
No.
that the left has the most racists, but is not the most racist. Does that make sense?
I think it doesn't really matter too much.
I mean, I haven't seen any people saying that we should put all white people in camps or.
Oh, it's
if
getting
you go
there,
to Twitter,
dude.
that might be something
It's
else.
getting there. It's
have
not white
seen
people.
saying,
It's
no,
no.
separate
No. Pay
societies
attention.
for black people and white people.
Pay attention. Pay attention to the shit that's going on with the National Guard. We need to eliminate all terroristic. What does
not
that
just
mean?
terrorist, but
What does that
terroristic.
mean?
Anything terrorist-like.
What does that mean?
Terrorist-like.
What does that mean? According to their
Patriot Act.
standards.
Anything that is quote-unquote like terrorism.
Their definition
No.
of terrorism is probably something along the lines of anybody who voted
Any
for Donald Trump.
anybody who voted for Donald Trump.
But
Exactly.
that's not white people. That's people who voted for Donald Trump.
Which were majority white. I find it ironic where
White,
race
black,
issues always
brown,
bring up.
men, women, anybody.
They always bring up race issues when, like, let's say a majority people of that issue are of a certain race or gender. They do this often with poverty. So that's why you see issues like with who's our president? Joe Biden, right? That's why he conflated.
Not my president.
Well, no, hold on. This is why he conflated. He made that statement about white people and black kids. That the black kids can
Poor
be
kids
just
are
as
just
bright,
smart as white kids.
smart as white kids, or the rich kids rather, because they created this problem where these issues are synonymous with these races, and they don't
Okay,
really
so
realize that.
Look, I've said this before that the left regularly substitutes class for race because if they go in full class war, it becomes clear that they're communists. And so they substitute race for class because the class war trash
You got it
has already
backwards.
been pretty
Yeah.
thoroughly.
I disagree, Nathan. I don't think it's about class at all. They really don't give a fuck about class. They don't give a fuck about race. They don't give a fuck about any of this shit. All they really fucking care about is power.
I would argue that to communists, that's how
Right.
you get communism.
Yeah,
is
and when
that
I
you
say
take power,
yeah, when I say power, I mean ideological supremacy.
societal, cultural, and political control is what they mean by
Yes.
power.
Yes, they want all of it. They want all of that. They want all the fucking control, so they can mold the world as they see fit. They can mold people as they see fit.
Children.
Yeah, they can mold everything. This country, how people act, what people say, what people eat, what people drive. The list goes on and on and on.
Yes.
So, their goals can't be achieved unless they get this power of control.
And that's what they're trying to do right now with all these issues that's been going on.
Yep. That's why they use every single fucking angle, because they are hitting it from every single fucking angle.
Okay, they're trying to get
want
that power.
They want that power from every fucking angle. It's not such a simple thing that you can be like, oh, it's they really care class. They really care about. No, man, they are just using these things as vectors to get the control.
I think that's the case for some communists. I think some of them might be convinced by this lie that this attempt to grab a power will result in their utopia. Well, like, in other words, it's vice versa.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a chicken. Did the chicken come first before the egg, or did the egg become first before the chicken?
Well, if you read
if you read Marx, it's definitely about power.
So the 1936 Communist Manifesto, something like that. Pretty much lists all the things that they are doing. I mean, it's not a secret by any means.
It's not. It's their holy Bible.
Yeah. I mean, it's if you look at the things, it's like, okay, how do you destroy a booming country? And they're like, oh, look at this list of
seize the
things.
power. You seize the means of
Control the media.
Production, yeah.
Push division with race, class, etc. You name it. Like it's all right there, man. It's all there. All you have to do is
nations
see what they're
fail.
up to. Yeah.
Skarma brings up a lot of them are naive, but there are a few who definitely want power. And I say, yep, I would definitely say Vosh is one of those people.
There's the
the reason why I
there's
say
the
Vosh
stupid
is because of the Kyle
followers
stuff.
and the people that are pushing it. You know, there's a lot of people just follow along because they kind of agree
They're
with the goals, and they're like, okay, sweet, yeah, they're
I
you know,
just
they're,
don't
they're the
understand why
useful
any
idiots.
of this has any political importance at all.
I
does if
have
you're
a
a
problem with that
communist.
as well.
Like, has she made that link earlier in the video
Why?
and I missed it?
What link? Hold on. What link?
Where she explains why shipping fictional characters
Oh no, she
is
just glosses over
important
that.
politically.
No, she glosses over that. This is just she's just talking about cancellation right now. She's not going to get into this because I guess for her it would be considered like off topic.
right? Like all of this is talking about politics in like why look at the Princess Week's response there down at the bottom. It deeply amuses me when people treat shipping pro and anti with so much political importance. Like I don't that's the thought that I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Why does
So-
this have any political importance
Representation.
at all?
That's your answer. Representation. If you're talking about what leftists think, it's representation because they think that if there's representation in media, racism will go away. But in reality, I just think it's a attempt to grab power by using through the media.
Yep. Absolutely agree, because what happens is whenever there is this idea of representation brought up, everything in the past is completely ignored. And even if it's actually recognized, it's like, oh, well, that was just whiteness.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with that. They
Fresh Prince
try
of Bel-Air
to
was just
hide.
whiteness. Get the fuck out of here. Come
Yeah.
on.
They try to hide very positive representations of race in past media, and there is a lot. The 90s, I would say, is a good example where I think representation was very popular. But the problem is that a lot of them have white leads, and that's not good enough for them. They want queer shows made by queer people. They want that representation. They want that power.
I find it. I was listening to. I'm just gonna unpause it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It won't unpause.
Later. To
There
be
we
clear, this discussion was about fan fiction. This was about
Yeah, it was
pretend
ironic.
people kissing pretendly. So I saw a
Yeah,
lot of
we
people
both have the
talking
same
about
problem there,
Hold on.
Lindsay.
do
Okay, hold on.
better and listen
She's
to
talking
Oh
about,
my
this
lord.
was all about shipping. Why did it escalate to this? Because everything's political, Lindsay. You've made this landscape. Your followers made this landscape for so long.
It's because everything's
political.
racist, Lindsay. Everything's sexist, and you have to
You
point
gotta
it
point
out.
it all out. Yes.
Yeah.
She's so
We
close.
get it, Lindsay. This is not groundbreaking.
She's so close. Man, the name of this stream should have been "She's So Close."
That gets to
POC.
this next.
Always listen to POC. Why aren't you listening to POC?
Mhm.
Elevate POC
Who
voices.
saw this coming, Lindsay? Who thought this was a bad idea, Lindsay? Listen to women. Believe all women, Lindsay.
Hoomst. Hoomst is the valid person of color, oh allies of the jury, because I did listen to a lot of POC.
All of them.
Both in public and in private, and I gotta
They're-
tell you,
they're all right,
there's a
Lindsay.
diversity
They
of
all
opinions,
think the same.
almost like people of color aren't a monolith.
Doesn't this apply- hold on. Doesn't this apply to white people too, Lindsay? Lindsay, aren't white people have diverse opinions and diverse perspectives? How come this charitable concept of diverse opinions doesn't apply to white people? How come white people bad, Lindsay? Why do you think this?
I find it rather amazing how
She's so close.
lack of a high resolution image of history people have. They're just so myopic, so ridiculously myopic. They are. It's like, okay, first of all, and who the I don't want to get the Susan ghost on me.
Just say a different word.
Who was
What's
it?
up, my
Who was
Nezek
it?
and Nezers?
Who was it that was selling slaves to the white
Oh.
Europeans from Africa?
Other African slave traders.
Other Africans, other black people.
Okay. I'll bat for them and say, oh, sure, they started it, but it doesn't make us okay. They would say, oh, it's whataboutism, and they might even point out, oh, like you guys did worse than just that. You guys like tortured, beaten, all these other things. And I was like, okay, sure, but you can't get hung up about the past. It's not gonna help.
Where is this going? Like, I feel like you're getting off topic again.
Dude, that is my forte. That is my modus
Let's
operandi.
I'm just responding to what Alex is saying. I feel like I should keep things fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's keep this moving.
Watch the candle, by the way.
Marginalized communities are not without diversity or conflict, so treating it as such is totally
Hold on,
reductive
only
and ignoring
marginalized?
other POC
No, for
voices
fuck's sake.
No, go on. I'm just making passing comments.
by centering the loudest or angriest as the most authoritative. A
She hit
problem
her
only
mic.
compounded by the way
Who made
Twitter
this
is
critique
designed,
before, Lindsay?
which I have already argued is bad. As I was going back and forth over like
Why people bad,
timelines
Lindsay?
and everything that
Adorable.
had happened, I found this private message from fellow YouTuber who I have to disclose is half
Doug
Vietnamese,
Walker?
but
Aw,
this is
she
irrelevant.
can't meme.
And he said, "I'm trying not to say anything I'm going to regret here, but I have very little respect for
Todd in the
people
Shadows. That sounds
dogpiling me."
familiar. Who's Todd in the Shadows? Is that a reference to something?
Todd in the Shadows is also from Channel Awesome. He also had he was in a relationship with Lindsay for a minute.
Yes, that was her ex.
These people are fucking so parasitic. How are they in power when they're so parasitic?
Oh yeah, that's interesting
Because-
actually.
I think you just answered yourself.
Like, yeah, that's a route to power, bro.
In
They've
mind
taken
in
over the
defense of
host.
a typically derivative corporate product from the biggest media company in the West because 2 of its 7 writers and 0 of its directors were Asian. This in private, of course, because, he didn't want to get harassed. So I find the listen to
my God.
POC refrain
Cringe.
which is only trotted out in the service of
is.
white people poning other white people very revealing
White people
because
bad.
what they mean is listen to the POC we can use to pone someone else.
She's
But
she's
the
getting
POC
there.
we don't
She's
agree
getting
with?
there.
But note this hilarious
Call them
exchange
Nazis.
between
Call
2
them
white
privileged
people
what?
arguing over my riot tweet. When pressed on what exactly it is I need to admit wrongdoing for, this woman says, "Again, you're just another white woman talking over actual POC concerns. I
Oh
love-"
boy.
Says a white person.
Oh no, that's what she's pointing out right now. She's pointing out, oh, isn't that ironic? This is the white person.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
I know. I
guys
just wanted to
remember-
overemphasize it.
Do you guys remember when Ayanna Presley said, "We don't need black people who won't take black political positions," or something along those lines?
No.
Wait, who?
Ayanna Presley.
I can't remember who that is actually. Who is
She's
that?
a current House of Representative Democrat. She got elected to Congress. She
It
said,
does sound
"We don't
familiar.
need black people who won't be a black voice."
I've heard so many things.
She's basically saying the opposite of what Lindsay Ellis is saying here, which is basically, if you are black and you're not taking the stereotypically black political position,
Yeah.
then you're bad.
Yeah, I find that incredibly fucking offensive.
Look, hold on. This whole problem could be avoided if they listen to somebody called Martin Luther King. Not
Oh,
by
well,
the color of the skin,
You can't
but the content of the
invoke-
character.
I just want to say that, what Lindsay is saying here is something that I am agreeing with thus far.
Yes. Like I said, she's close.
White people
But-
are still telling black people how they should be.
Yes, and that's
Yes,
the problem
what
with racial
she's complaining
politics.
about.
And it's not even the fucking racists that are doing it. It's the allies that are doing it.
Yes, and that's what
The
she's
allies
complaining
are
about.
racist.
That's what she's saying. But
She's-
the allies are white, therefore that's why they're racist.
So close. She's so close.
Yeah, like I said, if you go to Martin Luther King, I'm pretty sure it would solve all these problems that they're having right now. All this infighting can be completely avoided if they don't look at it through a superficial level, but they try to understand the meaning, the actual meaning, this non-reactionary, non-superficial meaning.
Yeah, but Martin Luther King also mentioned how riots are the language of the oppressed.
Yeah, I disagree
Bullshit.
with that stuff.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Continue.
Yes.
Love this exchange because this person,
I do have a
one of
hard
the
out
shit
in
billion
15
white
minutes.
people mindlessly regurgitating this
Okay.
listen to
Hard.
POC shorthand, the very same person who called Princess a privileged twat. You're not a real queer little girl.
This is just Twitter. You've made these people.
Princess's law in action. There's this incredibly childish dichotomy with the way a lot of people discuss racism, that there are the racists
Yes.
and the non-racists.
Yes.
The two genders, and the way to solve racism is to root out the racists and cast them onto racist island, away from
Hold on.
me,
Pause.
mine, the
Hoove. She's so close, but people pointed this out before.
It's called what we've already been doing.
This is what I'm saying. Like, if you really listen to what she's saying, it would almost come off as like anti-SJWism. But she keeps going back to like this white nonsense stuff to like get the mob away from her as like a defense measure.
Can we continue?
No.
She didn't even finish her thought.
non-racists, one of the good ones.
I'm gonna
All
back it up.
racism, racists. The two genders, and the way to solve racism is to root out the racists
Point it all
and
out.
cast them onto racist island, away from me and mine, the non-racists, one of the good ones. They do this because they are insecure about their own internalized racism. They cannot conceive
What are you talking
that
about,
they
Lindsay?
have any. That thought is
Easy,
terrifying
bud.
to them because a
you
racist
talking-
is
are you
the
projecting,
worst thing
Lindsay?
to be.
Easy,
So
easy.
instead of doing any introspection, they remain hyper-vigilant to root out the secret bad people, so everyone else will know they're one of the good ones.
Is this projection?
Racism
No,
is a
she's
complex
pointing it
system
out.
upheld from all wings of our society, from laws to hiring practices to generational wealth to community redlining to internal biases to individual actions. We live
You
in
have
a
your
white
own,
supremacist
Lindsay.
society. When you live in a pig pen, you're gonna get covered
Hold
in
on.
shit.
Here we go.
All of us have
Okay.
the stink on us. And I don't just mean the whites. All of you. Blocked, blocked, blocked. None of you are free from sin. But especially
Damn.
the whites. And yet people still have this like
There we go.
Elby
White
the
people bad.
racist dragon attitude about how racism works.
Why are you crying so? I'm crying because all of those horrible villagers chased me into the scary.
And
I
copyright
think it's
claim.
because I'm so racist. Get your hand off my tail, you'll make it dirty.
Racism isn't a
Thanks,
system
Flight of the
actuated by
Conchords.
many,
Fuck
many
you.
things, including
Man.
actions, but a character trait, a disease that people try to hide from the world because they know if they're found out, they'll get banished to racist island.
And suddenly,
All right.
he wasn't racist.
So she's just straight on regurgitating white fragility at this point.
What? You cut out.
I don't.
She's just straight up regurgitating white fragility. This is white fragility. Right
Yes.
here. This is
Um,
this is it. This is the bullshit ideology.
I don't
that-
know if that's what she's doing.
Yeah,
She is. Chris.
What-
It's
well,
close,
hold on,
but
hold
it's
on,
not
hold
that.
on. I think what she's doing is she's applying white fragility to the liberal types and not to the entirety
that's what
of
white
white.
fragility does. It applies it to all white people.
No,
Now,
not
she
just to white
says-
people. She's not just applying it to white people. She's applying it to the white liberals that are trying to control minorities, which I think is fucking fine.
No, she's applying it to everybody, not just white liberals.
This
It's
thing's a
white
mess, to be
fragility.
honest.
It's
She
100% white fragility.
I don't know. You've got your ear more to the ground, more than I do.
This is 100% white fragility. This is straight up. She's just preaching
No,
white
I
fragility
don't.
Here. Everybody's a racist. You're all perpetuating White
I
supremacy
internalized.
simply
If you're
by participating in the society, this is your original sin, and you can't do anything to purge yourself of it. And these people are just falsely believing that they are purged of it, and that's
in reality,
because
they are also racist.
white fragile, because they are fragile whites.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem that way to me. It
It's
seems like
100%
she's finally
that.
realizing that there are a class of elite people that claim that they are superior.
I
and
don't
they
think she's
are
talking
not,
about elite.
White fragility.
Not
She's
the
talking about
racist.
people in general.
Yeah, she's talking about all people. She
She's
just said
using
our
she's using the
entire
Flight of the
society
Conchords as an
is
example.
embedded with racism. All of our things are racist. Not just your actions, all things of all people in all of society. Everybody's a racist. Everybody has that stink on them. That's white fragility. Everybody's a racist. You're a racist. And if
Well,
you deny that you're a racist and
Then
try
you're a
to,
racist.
You're
expose
applying-
other people for being racist, that means that you're actually a racist.
She's making a descriptive argument, not like a prescriptive argument, just in case there's any confusion.
Yeah. And I don't even think that that descriptive argument is exactly where Nathan's going with this. I think where she is attacking is these fucking, like elitists.
I don't think
No,
so.
no.
I
So-
think she's just using these people as an example. Like everybody's seen this skit. She's trying to show, oh, it's so deep embedded in our society. Look, these people are making these jokes. See, they're proving that I'm right. If she was talking about elites, I think she would say elites. She wouldn't have said all
literally
people.
She
specified
doesn't.
everyone.
I don't think
The
she
whole
has.
society.
I don't think she has the. I don't know.
So let's
She
just play.
described our entire society.
Yeah, why don't
as
we
a
just
racist
move on and
pigpen.
see how maybe she explains it.
While there are still, of course, racist hate crimes and the like, most general displays of racism don't come out of grand, cross-burning style gestures.
Correct.
Lindsay, you're
Really?
making them right now.
But out of ignorance, carelessness,
Stop.
or negligence. And for white people, a lot of it is just the reality of benefiting from a system designed to privilege you.
Here we go. This is what Nathan was talking about.
I told you, it's white fragility. She's just repeating white fragility.
Well, right, white privilege, even I would say,
I don't know.
because white privilege is all about how society is benefiting
I
white
just-
people.
I just had so much hope because she was so close. She was so close.
Yeah,
She
this
was
is
never close.
So I'm not
she
going to
was
waste
close.
my breath on the "I'm not a racist" line of defense. I'm a
Oh,
white woman
she
from
is.
Tennessee. My family is most.
Claim that yourself, bitch.
Look,
Say
this
it.
is very simple.
Hold
the
on,
only reason that
hold
you
on.
think she was close is
Wait a
because
minute.
she was attacking the people that you don't like.
No, she gave good, accurate, descriptions of the underlying problems. She was
say,
close, but
you
she
people are racist. She said,
Na-
you people are
Nathan.
just as racist as everybody else.
I don't know. That's
And everyone is racist.
You've also been out
like I said, she's
of-
close, but she puts her own foot in her mouth. That's what I've been saying this entire time. Anyways, what did she say right now? She said something outrageous.
Of benefiting from a system designed to privilege you. So I'm not going to waste my.
You're benefited by
Okay.
a system
No, it's the
designed
next
to
part.
privilege you.
It's the next part.
Hey,
She's basically
hey!
admitting that she's a racist because she's white.
You know what's really great about that whole system of all men are created equal, and that, I don't know, we decided that somewhere along the lines, hey, the slavery thing doesn't actually line up with that. We should end that.
It's
No,
the original
but-
sin.
But you know what? We're fucking terrible for trying to end slavery because We did it.
It wasn't enough. It was too late.
I think Alex is having a stroke.
Yeah,
Like, how the fuck do you even justify that? Other than just emotional reasoning. There's no fucking way that it could possibly make sense.
It's who talks about what Height or Jordan Peterson talked about the concern for harm. So they believe that this long history of events harmed these people for so long that they've internalized it, and that's where Lindsay's getting at. The problem is that she assumes that everybody already knows these arguments, so she doesn't really make them.
And this is why discussions are considerably better than monologues.
I like to believe that she's saying all this, and she's still in that fucking restaurant talking to the fucking the waitress who asked who she is.
God damn it, did Caleb join or something?
She's like staring off into space, just like
she's having her own like almost Vietnam flashback, like ah.
I have hard out 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the next part that I was trying to really point out. Just press play.
Yeah.
Breath on the I'm not a racist line of defense. I'm a white woman from Tennessee. My family is mostly uneducated white trash. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I didn't internalize any of that.
Okay, now pause. Now pause.
I shot out of the womb unscathed.
Yeah,
what the fuck is she even trying to argue there? Is
so
she
she's
trying?
Racist.
Like,
she's admitting that she's racist. In other words, the people who were right to
she's
cancel
checking her
her
privilege.
Yeah, she's checking her privilege pretty much.
No, I think it's.
She is. No, she is. That's what she's doing. Come on, Alex. I know these people.
Hold on.
She's
I
checking
think
her privilege.
I think it's a terrible worldview that says
It is. It's white. She's checking her privilege. That's the horrible worldview. This worldview that you're benefiting from society.
I'm taking a look at it from a different angle.
And she's trying to be a good trying to be a good ally by trying to quote unquote be honest with her privilege that she's checking it. Like, oh, I'm white, therefore, I could be racist. I could have internalized racism, and that's what she's saying right now.
Why?
But the problem is that she's proving the other people right. She's putting her foot in her own mouth. That's saying that people who got mad at her for making this, out of context tweet, is that maybe they're right. Maybe, in other words, she had, what's that word that they used for like invisible racism? Implicit, subconscious. I don't know.
Whatever.
Well, I think there's so much bullshit happening.
It is
within here, in order for virtue signaling. Of course,
it is.
Like one of. She's so close. She's so close, but like, fucking hell, one of my best friends is black.
Oh boy.
And
you can't say that, Alex.
Dude, I know. I'm not allowed to say that. Why? Why am I not allowed to say that? Why? Why? Because he's a token black man? Is it because he's a token black man?
Yeah.
He's not a fucking token black man because I care about this guy. I care about his fucking life.
You need to watch that fucking video called Your Black Friend. What? Have you seen that?
This is
no, I might have, but that's awful.
Is your black friend
fucking
a black voice?
Bullshit. To apply, okay. So here's the thing. You're going to apply that all white people are evil because they believe that black people are this way.
No. She's gonna say all white people are evil.
No, not
live in a
her.
society.
Not her. The ideology.
I
think they would say both.
She's regurgitating the ideology, dude.
Yeah.
Point for point.
She's
not saying anything that is different from the ideology at all. She's literally regurgitating white fragility here. and saying all white people bad because you live in society.
Yes,
She is
yes,
starting
and that's
to.
why the gang weed jokes came from.
society,
It was
She's
made to
starting
mock
to.
that concept.
Okay, so I wanted to continue on my point here.
Yes.
If it has nothing to do with the color of this dude's skin, and yet it has
You
everything
internalized
to do.
it. That's the argument.
It has everything to do with the color of this guy's skin, because these fucking people made it this way.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, like, I heard some racist guy yelling outside my door out fucking, like, not outside my door.
Here's the thing,
outside
Alex.
the street.
In their
can I
logic, you're not
please-
a good enough of an ally. You're still
They're not
racist.
allies. They are not allies. They are fucking agitators. They're agitators. They are taking advantage of the situation. They're trying to make themselves feel better. This is what they are.
Yeah.
This is what they
I
are.
agree.
Me. I have a black fucking friend. And I heard
No, I believe you. I believe you.
I had some racist ass guy yelling at 3 a.m. Yelling like, "Do you think you're some tough black guy from the hood? Do you think you're some tough black guy from the hood? You don't talk this way to a white guy." I would have instantly got out my gun and defended my black friend from this. How is that racist? How am I racist for doing that?
It's internalized. You live in a society that benefits from it.
This is not an element of racism. This is a fucking ideological bullshittery fucking political play.
Everybody here hates white fragility, okay? Everybody knows this bullshit.
It's not real. It's not real.
Here's the problem. It's real, but to a certain extent, it's not as universal as these people try to really make it.
Okay.
And another problem is that
it's
like the word Nazi. It's the word that's been misused even. That it's really hard to figure out when it's accurate or not, and that's what's happening. That's what happens with these terms. And the problem is that these are the same people who overexpose a word. She talks about canceling, of how that word has been misused, but she's part of these same people. And let's get on.
I just find it completely and utterly
Didn't you
fascinating.
have to go at 11?
Yeah, I know, but I do want to finish my point. I just find it completely and utterly fascinating that I would defend a black person with a gun at the threat of my own life being shot by somebody,
it doesn't matter because of your race.
some racist. And yet I'm considered the Nazi. What the fuck is fucking wrong?
It's an attempt to grab at power by delegitimizing dissenters.
It is. It's clown world. Okay, well, yeah, hard out.
Yeah, we barely made it 25 minutes in.
Right on. We did pretty good.
Yeah. Imagine doing this every Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't even have super chats to go through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. All right, let's get to the super chats.
All right, and we're
Yeah,
done.
All right,
Who
super
paid
chat.
money to talk to you idiots?
We just ignore chat because it's just full of idiots anyways, so.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm
Karma.
so scared of fucking up the OBS stream that I don't even want to open up another window to see
Learn
what
how to use
chats
OBS.
All right, this has been fun.
I intend to.
Yeah, see ya.
All right.
It just takes practice, buddy.
I definitely want to pick up on this, but I am fucking sick and tired. Fucking sick and tired of these white fucking elitist bullshit people telling me that I'm a fucking racist.
It's white
Fuck
guilt,
you.
man.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you.
There you go. Get it out, buddy. All right, we're disconnecting.
All right.
All right.
Everyone
You're all
have a good
fired.
night.
Okay. Good night.
Adios.
Bye bye.
How do I end the YouTube stream?
Oh my god.
Hit end stream on
End
OBS.
stream button. Xbox Game Ball.
Stop streaming.
Oh god.
Oh, we're
Dude.
finished? What?
No.
Yeah.
Before we end
We're
the stream,
trying to.
We got 25 minutes in. That's a new record.
do you guys?
You guys done this before?
I just really like to take the time to tell you. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
And Sheep, man, you brought in some fucking baller ass points, dude.
Yeah, I'm really deep into the subject.
I hate
That's why
to
I
use
like
the
Fitch
word.
so much.
I hate to use the word based because based has almost.
It's kind of edgy, like too edgy.
Yeah, it's.
Dude. I stopped even
I know.
considering it a word after the left adopted it, so.
Oh yeah, it's funny because they're just trying to co-opt it too. It's funny, like they can't come up with anything on their own.
Dude, it's so. When they started using it, I was like, "Are you guys?"
Did you end the stream, by the way?
Hey, can I do an outro?
Oh,
Hey,
Still streaming?
sorry for
Yeah,
the sorry for the chaos. We'll catch up later.